Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the world-famous, Halcyon-approved Jedi Talk Star Wars podcast. I am your host, Brad Hughes. And that little song is Achilles' Last Stand from Led Zeppelin. The whole council is here. We got a great show for you today. We're going to be recapping all day 2 of the Halcyon and kind of just in day 3, morning 3, and just kind of overall trip review of everything. If you don't want to know spoilers for the Halcyon, dip out. We'll see you next week. But if you're interested in hearing everything, so we don't have to keep going spoiler alert throughout the whole thing, stay tuned because, oh boy, we got a lot to talk about. To my right, the man, the myth, the legend, Evan T. Boucher. Evan, what's going on, sir?
Hello there, and good journey. Apparently,
Good journey.
I'm partially force sensitive. Partially.
Yeah. Well, hey, you moved a rock. That's more than any of us can say.
Yeah.
And to his right, Tom Mokry.
By the right of the council, by the will of the Force. Follow us at Jedi Talk Podcast on Instagram, please, before you do anything else.
Which will also have
After
spoilers,
hitting
but you know
play.
what? You're following
But
us.
if you
so.
followed us already and you're going to follow us now, and if you're a loyal listener or if you're brand new to this podcast, welcome. We're not your typical Star Wars podcast. I just want to put that out there
Yeah,
for
no,
the
because
new
we're the best
listeners.
one.
Oh, well, that's I didn't say that, Evan did.
Man,
I agree, though.
I said Besh. We're the best one.
We're the best
Sorry.
one.
we're the Creshest.
Fresh one.
Yeah, we're Crush.
Cresh
this
is
time.
better than Besh.
Agreed.
The views.
Really? Okay.
I don't know. The
See,
view.
I
the
knew I was
view
right
is a little
once.
different. Yeah.
No, I like the view at Crush better. You get an overall, like, because some shit's just like happening behind you where you can't really see it, and when you're in Crash, you can see it better.
Yeah.
But we'll get there.
Apparently, Doran is the best one now. It used to be Crash, but I was Doran last time, and I should have been Doran this time because they moved stuff on me.
Stupid
so,
Dorn.
You mother.
Yeah.
All right, what's going on, fellas? How we
Good.
doing?
I think we're all tired still. Is that
I'm
right?
still a little tired.
Tired,
Still-
but also just mentally
It's been a weird
accepting
week.
that we're back on the terrible planet Earth.
Oh my God, Evan! It's good to see that you showed up tonight. First and foremost, I want to put
I
that
have
out
some of the
there.
Halcyon here with me. I'm eating some of the Parmesan
Oh, I
crisps.
saw those. I wondered if that was
I dialed
also-
9-1, and then I was getting ready to hit that
Nice.
other one.
What's
As
the
you should.
suicide
For Evan.
hotline number?
That's what I was getting to.
Yeah, I'm good. It's been a weird week, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
good. I'm ready to get through this. Got a nice long week, or not long weekend, but got a nice weekend planned. Doing Typhoon Lagoon on Saturday.
Oh man, I was gonna say because I'm doing Glow Nights next weekend.
My parents are doing Glow Nights next weekend.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah,
We're
you'll-
into them.
You'll
Yeah,
see my parents there.
good old Glow Nights. Typhoon Lagoon's legit.
My mom will be the one hobbling into the wave pool, and getting knocked over and having to have another surgery. That's fun.
I'm calling that now. Kyle's coming back with that.
At least my mom can stand. Thank you for mocking my mother's disability.
Hey.
That's great.
You know what, though? Are the fish on the
Your mom's just
Halcyon
a
named
whore.
after Brad's mom?
Oh, let's
no,
start there. Yeah.
they're not. The fish are named after Kyle's mom.
So I didn't go back and listen to the episode, but I can only imagine that the first one we did was pretty bad.
I
Because
haven't
was
listened yet.
I listened to
downloaded
it.
I downloaded
I listened to it.
but I
It's
haven't.
actually you could tell we're all exhausted, but there's like bits and pieces that I actually cracked up at
Really?
I bet.
listening to it.
Okay.
Yeah. I've only listened to about 30 out of the 40 minutes.
Okay. I remember it was weird because like I couldn't hear anybody, and you were in the bunk above me.
Yeah, you
I
couldn't even see him. I could
Oh,
see both
I
of
heard
you.
the both of you perfectly because I was the only one with headphones
Oh,
on.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
I
that's
was.
right.
There was about 10 minutes there. I was just looking at the wall and I'm like, I
Oh,
could
wait,
just
I'm
fall
doing the
asleep
show.
right now.
Right.
That's hilarious.
ASMR,
We're
Evan
like,
and
isn't
Brad.
that right, Tom? Tom?
Lias?
By the right of the who taxed me over one. What was cool about the show we did on the Halcyon, and we should make that a tradition, by the way.
Agreed.
Regardless
Easily,
of how
easily.
shitty the episode is, I don't
I
care.
think we should do it in the atrium next time. That was the plan
Yes.
originally, but I think next time we
were
just
very tired. Yeah.
That was truly all it was.
Mhm.
And actually, we had so spoiler alert, not spoiler, but like just so you guys know, we had actually planned to do it on the bridge.
Right, we were
But
But they
trying.
closed it earlier
They
than we
closed it
thought.
earlier than we thought, so
Yeah.
we
What
were
was
gonna
Closed
do
it
it
at like 10, right?
10:15.
on,
10:15?
on night
Okay.
1. It's at night 2 is a little different.
Which
It
like,
seemed,
yeah.
it seemed to be open when we were out there night 2.
Yeah, night 2, because everything's
that's
over. They're
right.
like, we don't care anymore.
Yeah,
Everything's
that's
done.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I wanted to say
Which
was
I don't know why they seal it off at all. You can't mess with anything in there. Like none of the stuff's on. Leave it open. Who cares?
Yeah.
it's a good point.
I don't.
should.
I don't. It
I don't
shouldn't
know.
be closed.
I don't
To
know.
me, it shouldn't be closed. I think the only thing that would prevent them from doing it is there's a backstage area there.
There is.
That's pretty accessible.
There
That's
is.
true, and they don't
There
have a
is.
door. It's just a hallway.
So
yeah.
that's
Oh.
probably
That's exactly why.
That's
Exactly.
probably why.
Yeah,
But you know
that's
what?
a good
Hey.
call.
Build a door.
Yeah, put a door there.
Put a door there.
Put a door there. Hashtag put a door there.
And then
Hashtag
make the
Put a door in the
make the
Halcyon.
Pentorans pay for it.
Yeah.
Oh man, Croy, that was
Just tax
deep.
Tom.
Tax Tom too.
Don't tax me. Join the cause. I just got away from that. We did on the cool thing about the podcast, which was we all found the answer to do they go to hyperspace at night, and
Right,
like
in
at
the
about
middle of the show. We're
11:30,
like,
in the middle of the show. Evans, we all like.
I thought for
heard
sure they
watch,
didn't.
and Evans like, was that watch outside?
Yeah.
And then we're like, yeah, he definitely just said something, and then boom, hyperspace.
Yeah, I thought for sure they didn't. One of you, I think it was Tom, even asked me, and I'm like, I don't think so.
Yeah.
And I was like, so sure.
I did ask you.
And then they do. I was wrong.
You were dunce. No, that's okay.
That's what I love about this
Bef-
thing. I can watch thousands of hours on it
Yeah.
and still know only 10% of it. Like,
Before we get into talking, can I just blab real quick?
please do.
I was talking to Kyle. He's in Disneyland Paris, not riding Phantom Manor, by the way, Brad.
Hey.
Not riding Phantom Manor.
I wonder why.
Yeah, because he didn't do his research,
Oh.
and when he got there, it was the first day that it was under refurbishment. But I digress.
Fucking dingbat. Look it up.
Anyway, this was a tougher Halcyon voyage for me to cope with that I'm being done with than the first time.
I agree.
I was
In
like,
a
okay,
weird
this
way.
is different, yeah. And but I had just as much fun as the first time.
I had
The
more fun.
experiences, I just as much. I don't know, man. But like Adam and Sage, I mean, that was like, I mean, fuck. he just
Jason, too.
rocks Croy.
Jason was your
Jason,
race,
yes,
too. Like,
yes.
yeah.
I mean, but everybody's performance is through the roof, and then I just want to. And the reason I was having a tougher time, and I was talking to Kyle because we always used to call post Disney depression PDD, like
Yep.
it was a
That's
real
what
thing.
this feels like for us now.
We're calling this PhD, post Halcyon depression.
We all have PhDs.
We all
Like-
have PhDs right now. Doctor.
Doctor. And you said that on the ship so many times.
I
too.
did.
I love that.
I just want to say a very special thanks to 4 individuals on this cruise for me. Our Saja Dex, Saja Fen specifically, and I'll get into that when we get there.
Mm.
Captain Keevan and
Captain Keevan.
Ray. Ray was bigger to me in this voyage than I thought she would be. So
here's why I had more fun with this. Yes, all the actors and stuff we had the first time were absolutely incredible, but it
So were these.
solidified to me that it's not the actors. It's the
Yeah.
It's not the. I mean, it's the
Well,
actors in
yeah.
the
Well,
sense
no,
that
it's
it's the
all
actors
of them collectively.
as a
They
group.
make it. Yes.
There's not one that's better than the other.
Yep. It's
They're
not.
all-
I didn't have
and
this
it's
one, so
different.
it sucks now. No, they're great no matter what.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter who it is and what position. They're great.
they're all incredible, and
Yeah.
the fact that some of them are interchangeable is even fucking
Yeah.
cooler.
Mm-hmm.
there was really never a
And
moment.
and it's one of those things too where it's like we found out some stuff about some of the characters, and we're like, oh, that person is also this, and then
Yeah.
you're like, how in the world
I
could
know.
that dude be that?
That's
and then
how
I'm
it's
sure if you
also
had
like-
it, you'd be like, holy shit, I couldn't believe that he could play that.
Yeah, that's how it's also like probably mentally taxing on these people to be like,
Yes.
okay, one day I'm a fascist and the next day I'm a smuggler. Like,
Yes.
and not because
As an
of,
actor,
like,
I bet that's
yeah.
the
And
most
then I have to
fun shit
sing.
ever.
How
a
do,
week-
yeah, and then
week
have to
from
sing
now.
the next
Yeah.
day. Like, how do
To
you
come
get
up
your
with music.
brain to do that and not mess up? Not
They're
be
just
like,
incredibly talented people, and
Yeah.
Disney found them.
yeah, I could
don't
never
know
do
to
what they
tell you.
do.
It's
Never.
insane. It is so well cast. It is so well
And
cast.
this, like you said,
So
this
well
one,
performed. Too.
I hate
Yeah.
when people used to say like cast members are the magic because it's like
Oh, they are here.
there's so many times
Yeah.
that's not the case, and sometimes they're combative and rude, and and that's not the
it's
norm.
not always their fault
It's not
either.
the- no,
and it's not
but
the
like,
norm. But
It's not like this. This
Yeah.
is what
cast
this is
members
what
are
that
human.
sentiment
you
should
know?
mean.
Like, yeah,
Yeah,
some
for-
are.
oh, dude, you're talking to some.
Yeah.
we're-
Yeah. Cast members are human.
I did it for 5 years, and
Yeah.
and 3 of those 5 were in guest relations. So
the hardest job on the planet.
it's rough. It's rough up there.
But this was definitely the same for me. It was harder leaving this time than it was the first time, which is wild because it's like now that I've done it twice, that proves to me like, oh, I can do it multiple times and I'm gonna do it again.
Mhm.
So my brain should be like, oh, it's fine, I'm coming back. But no, my brain for some reason was just like, this is worse leaving than last time.
I didn't realize how sick I was the first time because I think I was just running on pure adrenaline and just
Yeah.
being happy to be there and experiencing
Of
it.
course. Yeah.
Yep.
And then I left and I slept for like 18 hours straight. And then this time I still was tired, but it was not like that.
I was shocked you went and saw Guardians.
Yeah. Oh my God, Guardians 3.
Yeah, I know. I told you.
Dude, fuck. I cried like 80% of the movie. I thought it was going to be like a scene or two.
Oh, no.
It's the whole
Yeah.
fucking movie.
I know.
Dang.
The whole B plot is Rocket. Dude, the part that broke my heart on that movie.
B plot. That's like
It's
the A
basi-
plot.
might be the A plot. Yeah,
oh, it
you're
is,
right.
yeah.
You're right. The part that got me the worst and is like stuck in my head and I can't get it out of my head and it kills me every time is when he said hurt. Hurts.
Oh yeah.
They
Oh,
show
when
they
he
show
first
Rocket
started.
with like when they like doing brain surgery on the poor guy and you can see his skull and he just
Dang.
cries hurts.
It's
This was
disgusting.
basically like
It's the fucking it's dude, it's I cannot believe that movie's not rated R. I can't believe parents are taking their fucking kids to see this movie. I can't believe
It did
Disney
drop the
approved
first
it.
MCO
They did.
F-bomb.
Get in the fucking car.
That was hilarious.
Open the fucking door.
Yeah. Open the fucking door. Yeah. Yeah.
Looks like
Star-Lord said it
weird.
to
Looks like you're
Nebula.
hitting the keyhole.
This was
Then what? Open the fucking door.
that movie was Guardians 3 was safe and a little predictable, but one of the better MCU flicks as of late.
Agree. Oh, it's
Yeah.
by far the best of late. But I don't know if I want to watch it again.
Oh yeah, I know.
I really
it's a rough
don't,
one.
man. I'm not usually like that. I mean, like, it's fucking fake. Who gives a shit? It wrecked me. It fucked me up for like a day.
Dang.
It was fucked
I mean,
up.
like, it's obviously way different, but Marriage Story is like that too. Obviously fake, but it messes with you.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Late on
This one was
Beep
just
again.
like First off, Rocket looks like Jack.
Yeah, it kind of does.
So we always say he
Call
looks like
him
Rocket Raccoon.
Jack. Yeah.
So like it just kind of in
Jack the
that part of
Raccoon.
it too, but like, and then at the end when they're like, you think one thing's happening, and then you see what happened to them, and you're like, oh my god,
I
it's just
know.
heartbreaking.
Oh
man.
yeah. Oh Jesus.
Holy, and then like we could do it. This isn't Guardians talk. This is
This is Halcyon talk. It
But
was my fault.
that movie affected me.
Yeah.
That movie affected me.
I was just saying. I was surprised you went because of how tired we were.
Yeah.
Because I think I snuck into bed around 8 o'clock on Tuesday when we departed,
Adds up.
and I just slept. I slept like a log.
I slept straight. Yeah.
Yeah.
I slept very well. But
I just sat on the couch for hours, just like
Watching
stared at the
videos?
wall. I tried to watch videos, and it didn't. Because when you get off, there's no entertainment that can entertain you. You're just like, all right, I guess I'm here.
I get what you
Like-
mean. Like it's so like especially the first time it's so overwhelming. When
Yeah.
you kind of get back to the real world, even like that
It's different.
Galactic
It
Starcruiser,
is.
you're like, whoa.
I
Yeah,
can't believe the
'cause Batu
performers have
doesn't
to
feel
do
like
this
that.
day to day. Oh yeah.
I even went to Batu the next day, and I'm like, this is not doing it for me.
Batu
Still not doing it.
is so different. Like, you have a different appreciation for it with the Halcyon.
Mhm.
So different, especially when you don't leave Batu when you're on planet
Yeah, I
after the Halcyon.
recommend you not leaving.
No,
Batu.
don't.
But I also recommend you
don't.
doing it in 2 hours, like we do. So
Yeah.
So
all right.
great. Yeah.
How do we want to start this? Do we want to start at the top and then kind of go, or do we want to just start with day 2 since we kind of recapped day 1 already?
We did recap day 1. I mean, we could talk day 2. I don't know if we have to go like scene by scene, side by side of what we do. We've talked about that at length. Maybe if we just talk about our highlights and just
Fine with me.
about what, because and if you don't mind, can I start?
Please.
I've
Yeah.
been chomping at the bit to talk about the interaction I had with Saja Fenn.
yeah, well, you said your characters that really impacted. you.
please,
So
yes.
let's say like ours. So like you said that what
we
your
kind of
four.
all stuck together more than I thought we would.
Yes
so
and
for,
no.
For me, it's kind of
Yes
the
and
same.
no.
Yes,
We'll talk about
yes
that,
and no.
too.
But I
Yeah.
feel like the big stuff we were together for,
Yeah,
except the holocron,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
which I'm glad because I cried like a bitch and you guys would have mocked me. I think
No.
even you would have mocked me for how hard I was crying. In that
I
fucking
wouldn't have
room.
mocked you.
I was
I
crying
wasn't-
pretty hard.
I wasn't paying attention to him. I wasn't paying attention to
No.
anybody else
Did
in that
anyone
room.
catch what he says? Because I still didn't.
Yeah, I was able to follow along. I,
mean,
don't remember
yeah.
it, but
Yeah, I
I
don't
was
either.
too still being like, "What the
Well,
fuck is this?"
that's the same with like even in these conversations with these characters. Like in the moment, it's insanely like captivating, and you're there in the moment. But like now, I can't tell you what all these people said to me. You know, that's not a knock on what they said.
Right.
It was just like so much happened,
Right.
your brain can't handle it all.
right.
But so Saja Dax and Saja Fenn definitely were like huge for me
Mhm.
too. And of course we haven't.
Captain Kevin was probably my number one.
Captain
the fact
Kevin
that she
was
remembered
bomb.
my
I didn't
porg's
talk to
name.
her enough. I was just talking to
Tobias.
her by proxy almost. So I need to like next voyage. I need to just go one-on-one like you did. I just need to go one-on-one talk to Captain so I can get something out of it. That's not just me hearing cool stuff.
That's something. Yeah, that's something Brad and I discovered. Happy accident on the last cruise at
Yeah.
the captain's table. We're like, oh my god,
Yeah.
talk to her. She knows.
She's
so
a
much.
wealth of
much.
knowledge.
Wealth of
but
knowledge,
for me,
yeah.
it's the two Saja and Wraith. Wraith like
Oh,
made,
Wraith
made
is
the
yes.
voyage for
Oh my
me.
god, yeah.
Yeah.
That guy.
It's hard for me not to put Wraith on my list to this,
Yeah.
but I only
Yeah.
kept it to 4.
Yeah, I'll keep it at those three. Those
Yeah.
three like made my voyage.
We had so much fun with Wraith.
We had fun
and,
with Wraith. The three of us
Sabako.
with Wraith.
Dude,
Sabako.
Sabako. Hey, I invented that.
Sabako.
It's like no, he invented it. You made up the name. But dude, like he made us feel like we were his brothers. Didn't you kind of feel like when he came up,
Absolutely, yeah.
we were his brother? You know, like yeah,
Easy to talk to.
it's super easy to talk to,
I also feel like when you see other people interact with him, you're like, motherfucker, I was interacting with him, not you.
right? Yeah, yeah. You're like no,
You weren't in this.
he's not picking you for this mission. He's picking us.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
I love it.
So I mean, is that who was like your
for
people?
For me, it was Wraith,
Wraith,
Captain,
Captain.
Captain.
and then Saja Dex.
Saja Dax,
Saja
nice.
Dex.
Dax or Dex? I was
You were
Dex.
Dex.
You're
he was
Dex.
Dax.
He's Dax.
That's what
That's how I
kept me-
remember it.
That's what
Too
made
much.
me remember because I kept calling you Dax, and then we met him, and I was like, okay, now I can
Saja
figure this
Dex.
out. Brad is Dex. Saja's Dax.
And Ray too, because I was the first group that got to see the holocron.
Yeah, that's badass.
True.
Which was great. But yeah, I just
Who was in there? Was
Chewbacca too had a fun moment with Chewbacca.
Oh my God, yeah.
I know we'll talk about that.
We had a few.
We
cool
did
moments
have
with Chewbacca.
a few
We
with
got to
Chewie.
Wait.
escort him a few times.
Gary didn't make your list. Gary, come on. You and Gary had the best time.
Gary and I did have some times out. Him and I actually had like a down to earth chat. It was you were in the holocron
Was that
meeting.
one of my
gosh.
showers, the mini showers.
or that.
Or
By the
that.
way, turn the fucking air conditioner down.
Oh,
Yeah, that was
let
weird.
it go below 68, please,
last
because that's not
episode or
cold.
last
It was
episode.
horrible.
Last voyage, I didn't get hot at all, and you see the layers I was wearing. I wear the same layers last time. This voyage, I was dying.
It was hot in the room.
I
and-
did
Yeah.
drink more on this cruise than the last time, but
I did.
even without. Even
Yeah.
without,
Yeah.
man. It was
No, yeah, I
just
drank
like,
more, but it was hot.
It was humid too, because like I remember getting out of the shower, and I would even do like I was running cold showers for a while too, because I'm like I just want to feel like refreshed.
Yeah.
And then you step out of the shower and you're automatically sweating again. You're just like Jesus.
For a second,
fucking
I was like, well,
Christ.
maybe because my last voyage was March and now it's May. But you did both in May.
Did both in May.
So you're
We
like,
did.
one
Like
was
a week
hot, one
apart.
was fine.
And this was actually a cooler day on Batu than the first time we did it.
Yeah, I wasn't
cooler
dying on
outside
Batu.
of Batu.
I was
It was
comfy on
nice.
it
Batu.
was so nice the morning of
beautiful.
Batu. My God, with
So nice
nobody in
getting
the
out
park.
there, getting early. We were the first. We were the first for everything.
We were.
Yep.
We were.
For good reason.
Um,
For obvious reason.
It was cool. It was cool. I'm tap dancing around something I want to say, but I'll say it off the air with you guys.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and
About
start with Tom.
appreciating the characters.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, start with everything you got.
Okay, so, and like this is not timeline accurate for what we were doing, but we had, I won't call it downtime, but things were happening.
We actually had quite a bit of downtime. I would say
It's because it
was
wasn't as
good.
busy.
Yeah,
or not as crowded,
Yeah.
rather I should say.
you're not
as
waiting for
crowded.
something
You're
to
not
go
waiting.
do something.
Exactly.
We played a lot of sabak.
We did, which is good.
That's something I wanted to do.
Yeah, I just those chairs I can't. It doesn't help my back for all that long.
You do it like that on purpose.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
That's not. It's fine.
I get it.
Yeah.
You want to
I
have
get it.
as many people play as they can.
So, at this time, we had already done lightsaber training and did Ways of the Saja. So we all had an established relationship. Obviously, Evan had had his moment, which he talked about on the last show. So
Yeah,
the
I'll
Force
touch on
run-
it again,
Yeah,
yeah,
touch on
but-
it again, please.
Yeah, you go, though. Keep going.
So we had our relationship with the Saja, and then I saw Saja Fenn, kind of like towards the bridge on the atrium, just like looking back towards the top. And this is after I believe the First Order had taken over the ship, or a commandeer. It was in a blockade. It was very close. But so I go up to her and I was just talking to her. I'm like, I'm not necessarily force sensitive per se, but there's something that I'm always pushing deeper down inside. And then I pulled a purple kyber crystal out in my hand, and I showed it to her. I'm like, this is my wife's, because my backstory was Orla Sage, Courtney. She's force sensitive. She's a Jedi, yada, yada. So, like, this is hers, and I sit here and I concentrate, and I try to make that connection to the force that Orla has shown me. And every single time I just think, and I get this I was talking about the way I feel, and then this happens, and I turned my hand open, and I had switched it to a red kyber.
This was one of the coolest things I saw. I feel like I knew what you were getting at.
Yeah.
But when you did it, I was like, I didn't see you fucking do it. Did
I
you
know.
practice that at all?
No, I didn't.
Whoa,
How-
dang.
Dude, that's crazy.
I didn't.
I miss, because before we did this episode, I was thinking about making a joke and be like, they had this new character on the ship called Lias. He was amazing. But, like, I missed that chance to do the joke, but you became a character because you were doing things that they do on the ship using simple, quote, magic tricks
Now-
to pull off stuff.
I saw this, and I saw the Saja's face. She was not ready for that.
No?
I bet not. I bet not.
No, dude. Like, I bet if you asked her,
Yeah.
she'd be like, I did not see that coming. Or, like, she probably saw what you were getting at. but
Right.
Probably
I bet
wasn't
if you-
expecting it, because
Yeah.
she probably thought you were like, it didn't do it this time. And she's
Oh.
probably thinking she was going to talk you through,
I
like,
bet
Yeah.
if you message her,
not
she'll be able
doing
to be
it.
like, yeah, I didn't see that coming.
I bet
Like,
money.
yeah.
Okay.
And
That's
you,
fair.
you probably should.
Okay. I
'Cause
will.
I'm curious.
I will. So I'm talking to her, and she was like, oh my God. And then I was telling her, like, I want her to take it. I want you to take it. And then something came over me, like, no, actually, don't give her the red kyber. And then she was helping me think it through, like channeling my energy. And I told her, I'm like, the only thing that keeps me hanging on is like my future. I'm expecting a little girl. My wife is pregnant. That's why she's not here with me. She can't travel. Captain Keevan said, "Oh yes, hyperspace sickness. I know very much all about that."
Dude, I love her.
She said that?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's cool. It's so
gosh,
fun, cool.
she's
So,
awesome.
so I'm like, and then I focus, and I think about my future, and I'm hopeful. And then I started talking about the red kyber, but I had switched my hand back to the purple, and I was like, and we were both like shocked.
Can you reverse bleed a kyber crystal?
Oh, I just
Yeah,
did.
you can
so-
keep going back and
yeah.
forth.
You can?
Yeah.
Are those rules you're making up for him, or is that actually canon?
Fuck
There's
it.
no
I
rule
did
saying
it. It's
not.
canon
If
on
you
the
can,
Halcyon.
if you can bleed it once, why
Just like
couldn't you?
Kyle's mom.
True.
If you can bleed it
I'm
and heal
Luke's
it once,
stepson.
there's no rules against it. If you can bleed something once and heal it once, why couldn't you do it again? Like,
I don't know.
So, the Saja Fenn played this incredibly well. She was shocked, but then it was a life lesson about the Force, talking about, and then she must have been paying attention about the shit I was giving Croy, because she was like telling me, she's like, think about Croy. He's a sentient human being. He's an individual. He's doing what he thinks is right. Is he not allowed to exist? Is he not allowed to breathe? Is he not allowed? Basically saying, like, treat others the way you want to be treated.
Can I say something at the risk of sounding like a cornball?
I'm sounding like a corny.
No,
bitch.
we're all
I don't
corny.
think so. I don't think
We
so.
all are.
I truly think this is going to sound so fucking stupid.
Do
but
it.
Just hear me out. I truly think that there were lessons that they were telling people that you could apply to your actual life.
Oh, I could. Yes,
Yeah.
I could apply
Yeah.
that.
Easily.
Like stuff where you're like,
That's
Huh.
Star Wars, though. That's
Yeah?
That's
That's
how it
exactly
should be.
Star
Yeah,
but like
that's
you wouldn't
Disney.
think you're going to get that from
Yeah.
a Disney Star Wars hotel. You know what I mean? Like it sounds. I'm not trying to sound grandiose or verbose, but it sounds it sounds
because-
crazy. But it felt like that. Like sometimes you're saying things, you're like, huh.
the whole
Yeah,
the whole
you're right.
voyage is like that.
People think they're doing the right thing, otherwise they wouldn't be doing it.
She was basically telling me to let go of my hate.
Yeah.
And that's why we should. Never mind.
Even
I was
if
gonna-
you don't
I was
have
gonna
a
say- I was gonna
character,
do a
and
joke. I
if,
just-
if you just sat in the atrium and watched everything happen, the story is that way too. It tells you, like, at the end, it's like we all have allegiances, and like it's important to follow what you follow.
Mhm.
And it's like sometimes you follow things and it doesn't go well. Like that's so even if you sit there and you don't interact, it still does the whole Disney Star Wars. Here's messages, here's stories and themes.
So Saja Fenn eventually closed it out. We had another maybe 10, 15 minutes. I don't know how long we were.
It was a
sitting.
while.
It was a long
I
time.
left and came back, and you were still talking.
Yeah, and she was just giving me a life.
He took a
lesson.
shower, came back.
Yeah, he took another shower. Brett took another shower. Shit in the shower. And just it was a life
I
lesson
go straight shit to shower.
of like let
wipe,
your hate
straight to shower.
go. Let your just look at it and treat others the way you want to be treated. It's just like it is truly just like Brad said, life lessons that you can carry on with
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
life. So
Yeah, and that's because, like you said, when you think, oh, it's a hotel, it's not going to do that. It's because it's like the Animal Kingdom campaign of not a zoo. They need that for this, not
these
a
are-
hotel.
These are
Like,
human interactions that are making this.
Yeah.
It's a
It
it's a
feels so
hotel.
real.
It does feel real. It's because
well,
of
because it is.
Saja Fenn, Saja Dex,
And I don't
Captain
mean-
Keevan, Ray.
Right. I don't
Wraith
mean because
Cole.
it is as the me being a stupid nerd being like, Star Wars
Sammy.
is real. No, it's real because it's a human talking to a human.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it real.
I'm still just in shock and awe that they can remember names like they can, like that, because that is a skill set I do not possess.
Right.
Tom and I
do
were
not
talking about
possess
it
that.
before you came out here. You don't notice it in the moment, but when you are introduced, they always say your name back to you 3 times. So
Right.
that helps their brain log it.
Interesting. Yeah, I didn't pick up on that either time.
So, So thank you, Saja Fenn. Thank you for helping me with that moment. That was incredible.
dude.
I don't want to bogart and talk more. I have more moments, but
No,
we'll
dude,
circle
go
back.
ahead,
No,
go
we can
ahead.
we can
Oh,
circle
alright.
back if you
okay,
want.
Whatever you want-
and-
whatever you
and
wanna do,
You
bro.
guys
This
are
is-
involved in some of these too.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Brad.
I'll add where I feel like I need to add.
Dex was right next to me during this, and if I remember correctly, like you backed off. You're
I
like,
did. I
"Whoa,
was like,
that's a red
well,
Kyber."
that was
like,
genuine. I didn't
Oh.
see it coming.
I thought you were doing that on purpose.
No, dude, I was
Okay.
because like I just didn't. I wasn't thinking like, oh, Tom's gonna do this thing. I just was like, oh, because you would talk to so many people. I just wasn't expecting it.
Yeah.
And it was a
Yep.
cool little add.
That's
for your
cool.
character.
I don't remember
I
where
also
we
love
were,
the-
but we
the-
came up too.
I also love that your character did a complete 180.
Sure did.
And
I
you
was
weren't
not
planning.
I
on
was
it.
not planning on that. I'm going to talk about that right now with Captain Keevan then.
Yep.
Yeah, dude.
Because Captain Keevan is the sole reason why I chose to take my character a different direction. I went balls in, and Captain Keevan, I hope you're listening to this, because I did go balls into this. You can go on at Jedi Talk Podcast on Instagram and look at the reels that we created. I was trying to literally recruit people to join what I was calling the cause,
Join the cause.
something I took from Saw Gerrera in Fallen Order, and create a better resistance. Because I don't agree with the First Order, and I wasn't agreeing with, that was my character, wasn't agreeing with Leia. So I remember just like, all right, I want to talk to Captain. I want to get to know about Leia more so I can start questioning her about what she did. And I have this coaxium that I want to give to Chewie. This is an important part of Liza's story because I changed that. And so as I got to know Captain more, and we got to know her more, we finally asked her about Princess Leia.
Every time I saw her, I just go, Captain.
Yeah, Captain, Captain.
Yep.
And then she brought me into one of those infamous corners that Brad and I saw, the little
Yeah.
circular
Yeah.
thing
Yeah,
there.
yeah. We figured some stuff out on this one.
Probably
The
not to the depth that we
M-band.
think it is.
Probably not.
M-band is connected to it and all that good
Yep.
stuff.
The M-band's connected to the thing over there.
Yeah.
So,
And his thumb is connected to the button.
and then there was something Captain Keevan reminded me of, that this was the moment where I'm like, shit, I think I'm Resistance now. Where was she's like, don't forget Leia was ousted by the New Republic for, some of her views and they were basically lazy. And you can really tie that to real world stuff about how people with certain causes get just thrown to the side because it doesn't line the pockets of the people who are quote unquote running things. So Leia, in fact, was the only
one
true
of those people.
Resistance hero. And you may not agree with everything she's doing, and you can't, but she helped me see, wow, okay, there's bigger things at work.
Yeah.
So then I finally decided, I'm like, I want to give the vial of coaxium.
I was with her when she told you that, and I remember you watching your face and you being like, "Oh yeah, you're right."
Yeah, yeah.
This
It truthfully was
Yeah.
shit.
This was
She's
another
right.
moment where I kind of walked up, but I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna stand back and watch. I
Yeah.
don't want to jump in because I didn't want to ruin it." So
And I grabbed her right before I know she.
And you would have ruined it.
probably
I'm kidding.
I had better judgment.
And this is right before she had to pay attention to bridge ops
Evan,
training.
stay back.
The frogs are good.
What she does, she goes, "Evan, shut the." She'd be like, "Sorry, that was my Han Solo impression." Anyway,
She'd probably nail it too.
honestly, yeah.
Nail it.
She talked about Han with you also.
She did.
Yeah, I heard about
in,
that.
in this conversation, because I was telling her, I'm like, you and I talked about Leia, and you helped open my eyes to seeing what kind of person she was. And I'm like, I have this vial of coaxium, and I want to give it to you to make the decision to either give it to Chewie or keep it for yourself and use it for the Resistance or your own personal gain. And the reason being is this was given to me by Han shortly after, Ben. I didn't say this, but she knew exactly what I was talking about. Shortly after Ben had burned down Luke's temple. And
Here's a question I want to know I would like to ask them off the record, the actors. Do they actually consume this content, or is it just
Keevan's got to.
Notes that they've obtained from training?
Keevan knows comic book stuff.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
Keevan has to because of her position in the galaxy and stuff.
Gotcha.
But if you ask Sammy's just a dude. He's like, I've heard the legends of Darth Vader and Count
yeah.
Dooku, but I don't
Okay.
know.
That makes sense.
He's not gonna know that
That's
stuff.
true.
But
Yeah.
Captain Keevan probably knows damn near everyone.
So there was, and I mentioned that I got it from Han. And I mentioned when I said it on the podcast before, so I'm not going to repeat it. And she just was, she had one of those reactions, because coax seems like gasoline, and she's like, "Whoa, it's very volatile," and she just, she made sure that she got across that Leia cared so much about Han and how special Han was to her, but he just always came second to the safety of the galaxy.
And it wasn't on purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
was
It
just
wasn't
one
on
of those
purpose.
things that happened.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was a cool
And
conversation.
Yeah.
I think I don't know if we mentioned this already. And she. Oh no, this was at the captain's table. Do you want to
Yep.
bring it up now?
Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. She
yeah.
mentioned the frickin' Bail Organa quote from the show Kenobi.
From Kenobi, she
There's
sure
more than
fucking
one
did.
way to lead or something, right? Is that what she said?
Like
come
father or
on.
friend told me there's more than one way to lead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In
Like,
her
oh my
argument with
God.
Lieutenant Croy,
Yeah.
she pulled that out.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. I'd like
Insane.
to think that she did that for us because we had talked so much about
I don't know if it's in the script or not because
Oh.
I have no idea.
I'm going to say she did it for us.
I didn't. Well, first time we went Obi-Wan
It
Kenobi
couldn't have
hadn't
been in the
come out.
script.
We
Yeah.
weren't in
So
that.
either they've
we weren't
added
in
it.
that dinner. Oh, Kenobi wasn't out yet.
Yeah, the show didn't exist
Yeah,
yet.
yeah.
So
Show did
either
not exist yet.
either they've added it to the script or that's an ad lib, and she just puts it in when she wants.
Knowing how great of a Keevan that is,
I'd say ad lib.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
say ad lib.
'Cause
Yeah.
and also how lazy Disney is. I don't think I don't think they've changed the script.
They don't need to. It's perfect.
Right.
Although the ending was very much more streamlined.
Oh, yeah.
or
it was
or
faster.
I was just minutes away from death, and I was that tired and ready for it to be over. One of the two.
No, it flew by.
Did it? Okay.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was
It did.
I thought it was just.
And I wasn't really watching as much of the fight as I was last time because I was looking in the peripheral. I was like, where's Chewie creeping in? Where's the Sasha going to come in
I looked
from?
in some peripheral
Because
too.
that's why we stood in Crush, because it's in the back. You can see all the secrets that are going to happen.
I also wanted to stand in the back just because I remember last time trying to get to see the fireworks was a shit show.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't get to really see.
Yep,
anything.
because I was in
This one-
Doran last time and I went straight to the
we went
bridge.
straight.
And you and Tobias had a front row.
We did. That
got a
picture's
good pic-
that picture's adorable. By
Got
the
a good
way.
holoscan.
I did not
You
know
and-
that. I did not know that you were taking that photo.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's a real candid photo, not one of those Disney influencers.
No, it
fake
wasn't
candid
like,
photos.
hey, Evan, let me post a
Yeah,
stand
hey,
here
I'm
in
gonna
this
stand
pose.
Like this. No, that's
No.
just.
And
that was
Tobias was
adorable.
leaning just right. I'm like,
Yeah,
you
it
know
was-
what? Let me snap this.
It was adorable. I
Yep.
love Tobias.
So
Yeah.
I'll end that story by just saying, thank you, Captain Keevan, for telling and sharing and teaching us that only by questioning do we learn. That is
Beautiful.
what I remember
dude.
from Captain Keevan.
Dang.
One more real quick. I had
Keep going.
absolutely no idea that they did this, but I was downstairs a little bit after 6 o'clock. I was watching bridge ops training, and it was Taylor, I think, was in this one.
Yes,
can't remember
'cause it was the same time that I was.
She was with Lenka. She had the Lenka
Okay.
bridge.
So, and then
No, wait, where was I?
you were showering.
Showering?
This,
I think I
this
actually
is
was.
That's not a
shower.
joke.
This is
Yeah,
not a
that
joke.
one's not a joke.
I showered 8 times.
I believe
in 2
it.
days.
So we were getting ready. I knew Brad's Yoda holocron was coming up, so I knew Ray had to be around. And I just kind of darted down the stairs to look for her specifically, and boom, there she was. She was hidden in a bunch of like people, just like surrounded. And I texted
I met you out at the
Climate Simulator.
Climate
yeah.
Simulator. Yep.
So I texted Brad because I think you were waiting for Taylor.
I was about
It
to
was
go into
bridge
my
ops.
bridge.
Yeah, you
My
were about
bridge
to
was
go on your
after.
bridge
Bridge
ops. That's
ops,
right.
Yep. You had the last one. You two did.
We did.
Taylor had the second one. I had third. You had fourth.
So I'm texting Brad. I'm like, Ray's downstairs. Come downstairs. And I didn't see your text until you arrived at the Climate Simulator. Because when I meant downstairs, I meant all the way downstairs, like as far as we could go. And then she was just surrounded by a group. And I'm just watching her. And, like, you know, people were trying to get the First Order away from her. But the stormtroopers were coming down the stairs, down to deck 4. And Ray was hidden. And then they just started walking towards her area. I was like, shit, they're just going to walk right by her. And then I did not expect this. But out of nowhere, she pops out of the group and just says, halt, stop. You know, puts her 2 hands up in front of them, and they stop. And she just Jedi mind trick. It's like, your business is done here or something. And then, like, they just walk. And then one of them repeats it. And then the 2 of them just walk away.
Fucking
That's
Gary.
nice.
Yeah,
It was probably Gary.
It was Gary, that fuck. So, Gary and somebody else called the other one Kyle. So I'm like, sure, let's
Go
Kyle.
with it. You're
Gary
like,
and Kyle.
yeah. But
Kyle
he was
was
a little
a very
too tall,
popular
though.
name.
Yeah,
So,
a little too tall, yeah. Ah.
That's great.
Aren't you a little tall for a Kyle?
So I was, yeah. So I was, my mouth was open the whole time because I just not expect that.
Just
And-
like Kyle's mom.
yeah. Oh.
Oh my
Take
Could-
that, you fuck.
Is you know, I started to get all like emotional with like, you know, I want Lily to be really into Rey as like her Star Wars, like a Star Wars character. I want her to look up to her, and thinking that one day I could potentially bring her to show her this.
Yeah, man.
It just got, you know, it got me all caught up, and then
It'll happen.
I-
Being a dad's a wild ride, bro.
I got caught up in this moment and completely jumped into this group. And the only reason why I tried to get away with it because I saw Saja Fenn and I know she knew me.
yeah.
But like I was like a fucking fan. I was like, they're running to the Climate Simulator with Ray. Gotta go. So I
awesome.
ran.
Yep.
And then that's when Ray notices that I wasn't part of the group, and she just turns. But it's so Ray-like. It's like, hello, friend.
Hello,
you know,
friend. Who are you?
yeah, very, you know.
I'm
you know,
Lias.
asked me what my name
Lias
was.
from nowhere.
Yeah. And I said, I'm Lias. I've been working with the Saja. I came down here and I saw you. I recognized your face. I just want to help.
How do you get that? Because we were all with the
It's the bridge,
Sajas this
so
whole time.
She comes
it's
in
the
the
bridge
first
up
bridge.
training that you
First
have to
one.
be a part that you help
Ray
get
comes
Ray
into
in.
the first one.
Yes, and I thought she was going to be in yours because we were talking beforehand. Because you were like, "So how does Ray get on board?" I was like, "I'm not going to spoil it because you're about to see
Gotcha,
it." But I
okay.
was wrong. It's the first one.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay,
Ray.
the first one.
Yeah. So
Damn.
That's-
it's just luck of the draw.
it is.
Damn. Okay.
Well, if you go
You-
a million% resistance
Yeah.
from the jump, you'll get it.
Gotcha.
But
that was
we-
our
we
problem because
yeah.
we were Saja Resistance Wraith.
Wraith, yeah. If you
We
have
did a lot
Wraith,
with
they
Wraith.
basically force you to go to Wraith in the bridge.
I don't regret it.
No,
That
I
was
love
so
him.
fun.
I love him.
Well, this
I'm
is
just so
the-
surprised how many different versions of the same kind of experience you can have.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
there's
true.
at least 4 different bridge trainings, right?
Yep.
5?
There is. Yep. 4.
That's crazy.
And since we're
I also love how people don't like if people are like, don't say this, like the characters will be like, don't say this. You don't hear about it. No one blabs.
Yeah, it's true.
yeah. So
That's
now
true.
the bridge missions are, the first one is Captain Keevan commands it, and a little bit of Linka, but then that's when Ray shows up. The second one is like Sammy and Linka.
That's the
with,
one we had the first time.
That's one with R2
We had
and
Sammy
3PO.
and Linka, yep.
And then
This time we
No.
had Wraith. Yeah. We had Sammy for the training because he came in and we saw C-3PO.
Oh,
on our
that's
first
what
time, the
messes
first
with our
time,
memory
yeah, yeah.
too,
And
because
then the
there's
second-
training and then there's missions.
Yeah.
So like that's
The
what messes
tra-
with you.
And then the mission we had was with Wraith. For
These are
some
the
fucking
missions.
reason.
Yeah.
I think it was because it was just so busy.
Yep.
The second time?
Yeah. When you
Really?
go, not the second time on our trip. The bridge mission.
not the training.
Right. Okay.
It was with Croy.
Yeah, the third.
Right,
that's the
right,
third
right,
bridge
right,
mission.
right.
Is Croy it calls Talus and Kylo pops in, and then
Yes.
the last bridge mission is
And we went
Wraith,
straight from there the first time.
Hondo, and Gaia.
Straight from the bridge mission because Kylo pops
Right.
up right into
Yeah,
the
it was
finale.
perfect timing, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which, by the way, seeing the TIE echelon,
Fly
what's it called?
pa- the-
TIE,
shoot.
the TIE
I'm
silencer.
dumb. Yeah, that's my
TIE
second favorite
silencer
ship. I pulled a.
flying around the ship,
Oh, it's
circling
brain
it
dead.
is fucking awesome.
Now that we knew to look for it, because last time we caught it like right at the end of his laps that he does, but when he goes right past the bridge, it just like it's like the Last
It's
Jedi,
so
man.
cool,
when he flies
man.
past the bridge of the Radis.
Man, it's fucking
Dude.
cool.
Yeah.
The whole
He
thing is just
flew past the
incredible.
bridge and Evan went, ooh.
Yep.
That was
Get
his
it in
peener.
his pants?
That was his
Yeah.
peener.
Yeah.
His little peener.
That's all I have, guys.
There's
Those
that.
those are the moments I could sit here and talk forever, but those
Those are
moments
my big moments,
stick
too.
out to me.
Other than the holocron again, because I'd already seen it, and I was like, that's really the coolest thing to me on the ship.
Did you see anything different during your
I
experience?
no, it was the same thing. I forgot SK was in there.
Okay. Oh,
Um,
let's talk real quick. So she had the coaxium like vial in yours.
It was in Gaia's luggage.
Well,
Gaia's
no, no,
luggage
no.
was sitting in ours.
Right, in ours.
Yeah.
But he had like the injector. He had the injector in his.
Yeah.
So Ray has the injector because she had it in the climate simulator.
the
which is like
injector?
it's
Fuel
it's-
injector. That's
the
what they
fuel
use
to give to
at
Sammy.
the end.
Yes.
Yeah,
The thing to
to
give to
save
Sammy,
the
yeah.
ship.
And then in ours, she had the actual coaxium.
The one that I had
Yeah.
from
The one that you
Okay.
had.
The case
In
you were
your
actually
hands.
That's
carrying.
cool.
You
In
carried
your
that
hands.
case.
I
Yeah.
carried the case of coaxium to help Wraith.
Talk about
Yeah.
that.
I don't remember how it happened. I just was kind of standing there. This was when we were trying to do was this the unbolting of SK? Or was
No.
this after that?
No, this was after that.
Okay.
This is when the coaxium ends up on top from Smuggler's Run.
That's
and
right.
Croy's like, this ends up on your ship all the time? Stolen first order
Stolen
coaxium?
and then he walks it down, and Wraith is like, I'm going to go steal the coaxium.
Yep.
Mhm.
And so you make a distraction, like
Right.
sneak him up the stairs, and he brings it back down, and they brought it back behind passenger services desk.
They put it in Gaia's luggage.
Guy's
and
luggage,
then they handed it to
me.
you.
And I had to walk it around into the. It was like, I held it for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
they're holding, and then when Gaia goes to talk to Sandro in the lounge, I had to bring her luggage because they find out that they didn't give all her luggage.
Yep.
Croy knows that there's some luggage missing,
Yeah.
and so you have to take it to her, and she's like, "Oh, I got it." Like, it's just it's a misunderstanding. We'll get it over there to her as soon as we can.
Yep.
And then I stood in there with Gaia and Sandra while they were talking, and it was awkward because I couldn't they're so good. I couldn't tell if she was like actually getting frustrated with Sandro, or because he was like newer, or if it was like a bit.
I bet it's just a bit. Like,
Because
there's no
he
way.
was like asking her questions. She's like, "That's not a very good question. That was very vague," and was like kind of giving him shit. And I don't
Who
remember
was
that.
this again?
Gaia and Sandro.
Really?
Yeah.
I think it's a bit because
It's got to be a bit.
when Wraith is like, Gaia, you forgot you promised him the 5 minutes of wisdom or whatever.
And she's just trying to get the fuck out of there.
No, that's what you think. But that is a bit to like keep them on the ship for a little bit longer and keep
Yeah.
Croy
That's right.
distracted.
Yeah,
like that's
yeah,
part of
yeah,
the story.
There's because
Wraith makes it up on the spot. He's like, "Hey, remember the thing, you know?" And it's like, "Yeah." So he just keeps going.
I noticed if you
And,
want,
and he's unprepared, and so he's
Yep.
like,
5
what
minutes
about
with
the-
Sandro.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. But
If-
it was so believable.
yeah.
I was like, oh,
Yep.
this dude's bombing.
I had mentioned no, Sandro was legit. I love
he was
Sandro.
he was great.
He was great. Fantastic musician. If I noticed, if you want like one-on-one time during the Wraith thing with Gaia, she hangs in the sublight lounge for a decent amount of time and
Yeah.
sits there and kind of waits for because you and I were looking out for Keevan to
Yes.
throw her to Gaia.
Yep.
She hangs in there.
That was
And
your
she-
part
and
of
she
the
talks.
stone
Yeah.
mission.
And
Yep.
and we had to tell Gaia or tell Captain that she was in the sublight lounge.
Yep.
Or that guy was looking for her to talk to her about something.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of my highlights. Like, there's like,
Captain Keevan interaction, man. I
Yeah.
feel like all the characters, and I'm sure it's just because we've had the same one twice, same captain twice.
Same.
I
I got lucky. It's the
Never
same
want
captain.
another one.
I don't want anyone else.
Not a knock
I
against
think-
anybody else.
But
No,
though, like
but
we
I
said,
just don't know
though,
if you
this
can-
voyage proves doesn't matter who the actor is.
That's true.
Like I don't, like we said, I don't
I'm
want
just
another
so
one,
curious.
but it'll
Have you-
still be great.
Have you seen any videos of any other ones?
Yeah.
Are they?
There's one that's like 22 years old. Like I'm like, you're way
That
too
doesn't
young.
make
But
sense.
I don't know. They're probably good.
Oh, I know because all the experience. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but they're probably good though, honestly, because we didn't know about this cast and they proved us wrong and said, "Hey, we're great too,"
Yeah.
because they're amazing. But that
Uh,
there's like 3 or maybe 4 things that I wanted to do this voyage, and I did them all. Like
Oh,
the holocron,
Me too.
the rocks. I want to do the stone heist with Wraith, and we did.
We got to carry the crate back from Batu,
Yeah.
which, by the way, in the data pad, it'll tell you, hey, there's a crate waiting for you when you board your transport.
Which
I
is
think
like
the
their
story-
hint of being like, make sure you
Make
tell
sure you
them.
ask.
Right.
Yeah. So we had to ask. So
Yeah.
I was thinking it might be ready for us because we were like the first ones to scan it.
It's the
But-
first person who asks.
First
I
person to
think.
ask. Or, they
Yep.
bring it back,
They do bring
Kids-
it back, but they don't bring it back immediately because you were the second or the first ship to go back to the Halcyon.
Yeah.
We were the second ship, and it wasn't there yet
Wasn't
because we
back
asked for
yet.
it too, and they're like, "Oh,
Oh.
we'll look into it." Like they didn't have it,
Gotcha. 'Cause
Interesting.
It wasn't back yet.
Yeah.
I wish
Interesting.
we'd have waited for you.
so they can make it. No, you shouldn't have waited because like it took us forever
It was
to drink
starting to
those
get hot.
drinks. And yeah,
It was hot.
No, yeah, you're fine.
Can
But
we
it was
can
cool.
we stop?
That was one thing I really wanted to do.
Yeah.
I think that was the only thing I had, and play more sabacc. Like I just wanted to have fun. This
I got
time.
to play Sabacc with Chewie. That was sick.
That was cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Can we do some Lieutenant Croy appreciation?
Yeah, Croy
I
was
want
dope.
to formally not apologize for getting up in your ass, Lieutenant Croy, but also at the same time, you're a great sport, and thank you for playing
Yeah, dude.
along. I didn't mean a single bit of it.
You intentionally chose that seat at the captain's table, right?
Oh, well,
the
that-
one
well-
very next to.
Well, Brad actually left it open for me.
Okay,
I totally
good,
would have given
good.
it to him.
No, it was for
I
you.
wanted
That
to
was
sit there.
perfect
Thank
for
you.
you.
Yeah, I wanted
Because
to
he
sit
came up and the look on his face was like, "Oh no,
That's why I
here we
did
go
it.
again."
Because we knew from dinner one that
Yeah.
he is the one that
Yeah.
actually sits with you at dinner
Yep.
because Gaia is not captain at that point.
Yeah, Keevan's not.
Kevin.
I'm sorry, I said captain. Keevan is
Gaia,
not
you
captain.
said Gaia.
I said
I wish
Gaia?
Guy was
Oh,
the captain. Can you imagine?
Captain Keevan's not
Yeah,
captain
party
at that
cruise.
point. He's got-
Galaxy Rockstar and Captain.
Yeah.
They should do you know how they do like the Joker cruises and stuff? They should do a Gaia cruise.
A Gaia cruise.
A Disney Cruise Line Gaia cruise.
Yes, please.
I would go.
Or just do any Star Wars Day at Sea, please, Disney.
Are they done doing that anymore?
They're gone forever,
Oh,
so
that's
screw
okay.
you. I guess I'm never going
That's
to
all
go on a
right.
cruise.
We were looking at booking a cruise tonight. We're gonna do the new Carnival ship called the Carnival Mardi Gras. It looks lit.
Is that the one with the coaster on it?
I think so.
Maybe.
Yeah. It's
I think
their
so.
it's their brand new one.
It's
that
not a
just launched.
coaster, but it's like a.
It's like
a
a suspended. I couldn't make out what it was. Her parents went on it and loved it. So
Cool.
and it is cheap.
So,
'cause
yeah.
they have casino hookups, so it's cheap.
Good.
Like for
so
both of us, less than $1,100.
it's pretty good
for 7 nights.
for a cruise. Yeah.
7 nights, and you actually move.
No slander on this podcast. Stop it.
I'd go back on the
We
house.
went in hyperspace like 12 times. What are you talking about?
Remind me to tell you. I don't want to put it on the podcast because I don't want people to do it. But remind me to tell you. Write this down. Remind me to tell you something about another voyage on the Halcyon.
Okay. So Lieutenant Croy, you guys got anything more to
At
say about
Captain's
him?
table, like
Yeah, Captain's
that
Table.
was the best
My favorite-
interaction we all three had collectively with him. For
Absolutely.
sure. But yeah,
Because he came down to me after he gave me that look, and then he sat down and just looked at me and picked up his water and like presented it to toast and just to clink glasses. So I did, and as we did it, he just leaned in a little bit more. He's like, "You're a brave man."
My
he
favorite
pulls
interaction-
off the sinisterness very well.
100%.
of
He
Croy.
was because
That was fun.
He's
our-
off-putting.
Our first captain, in a great way.
Yeah.
Our first captain, Lieutenant Croy, was very slapsticky
Yes.
in a fun way. But this guy, I believed more as a harsh first order officer that
Yep.
could kind of be turned at the end. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like that
Yeah.
edginess to it, but like that's his job, kind of thing.
Yeah.
It was great.
Okay, so obviously not only are you in support of these troopers being in the brig, you're tearing this poor family apart.
One time.
Love it.
Pouring out.
My favorite moment with Croy was when you, me, and him were down on the first floor, right outside the Crown of Corellia, going out of the engineering room, I think, or the brig. We were playing around on the brig,
Yeah.
And you were talking to him again. He turns around. He goes, I will remove you from this ship.
I will remove you from this. Yeah, and he walked and found the first passenger services person he could find. He's like, you need to remove him from the ship.
Remove this man.
Yeah, remove this man.
That's great. I didn't know that one.
That was so
I
funny.
did not know that.
I just started dying laughing. You were like, do it.
Do it.
Yeah, do it. Like, come on, I dare you.
Come on.
I was trying so hard to get thrown in the brig.
I thought you were going to.
I
I really thought it was going to
I
happen.
was trying so hard. That's okay.
I don't know what you got to do because you did everything you could.
I thought I did.
I don't know what you got to do.
I think you might have to double cross them.
You have to be with them, but then not with them.
Potentially.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't give it to him that much. The only interaction I had with Croy, really, the second day, was dinner.
Yeah.
There was that one time in the atrium I saw you had him cornered and you two were going at it.
On day 2?
I don't remember which day it was.
I went ahead him a lot on day 1.
It was probably day 1 because I walked by and I was like, "Whoa, not getting into that." It was
okay.
like Force Awakens when the troopers see Kylo slashing. I was like, "Nope, let me turn around."
Oh, speaking of troopers,
Yep.
I asked Gary why he spent so much time with Kylo Ren. He's sad all the time, and then right away he's like affirmative.
You're like, yeah, he's just a sad emo guy, and then he's like affirmative.
Affirmative.
Supreme leader. Yep, he's a sad boy.
I think the actual question was, why do you always hang out with Kylo Ren so much? He's always sad.
Yes.
Affirmative.
Affirmative. Yes. Yeah. There you go. That's what it was.
I love him. I love them so much.
It's so fun. It's
Dude,
just
and
such a
there was
fun
a time where there was nothing going on the whole ship because everyone else was gone but 2. We were the only people that had came back, and the troopers were there, and it was like us 4 and them, and they were like, you were going at them, they were going at you, and then they saw me, and they were like, I was supporting them. It was just like this round table of just
I love how empty it was.
making fun of each other.
I love how empty it was. It never felt busy, even during the muster and all that stuff. It
No,
never
really
felt,
didn't.
Never felt busy. There were lots of times you would walk into the atrium and it was completely empty.
Yeah.
Sublight Lounge was empty. We never had trouble getting a table. Nothing. Open.
Right.
Yep.
We got to do Cantina Chronicles,
We did.
which was great.
I like that actually.
I liked it a
Yeah.
lot too. It was fun.
I didn't think I would, but I liked it.
It was fun. And then we got to do Spirits of Adventure again.
Elias was
You
trying to
did
kill
it.
me though. He's like, drink your poison. I was like, dang, okay.
I was trying to drink.
That was another thing we haven't talked about.
Oh, God, yeah.
You were going at me so much. I tried to give it back, but you were just going
was
at me. It
hilarious.
was great.
Yeah, you were first order fascist
Were.
scum.
Though. It helped.
That's
It
right.
played into that. It was great.
Your story was great, where you're starting to slowly realize how horrible the First Order is. That was
yeah,
great.
and Nasaja helped perfectly with that.
I do want to tell people, you don't have to explicitly tell people what your backstory
No.
is.
No.
It just has to be your motivation for why you're
Well,
doing what you're
somebody-
doing and who you're talking to.
Somebody who's on the cruise today messaged me like, "What are your tips and stuff?" And
I love that we're the go-to people, not the, but
Not the,
one
but
of
Oh,
the
yeah.
go-to
Yeah.
people that
they're
ask
like,
about the house.
they're like, "So do you make a big story?" And I was like, "No, if you just say if you're a resistant smuggler or first order, that's all you need to do,
Yeah.
basically.
you can have
You
a
don't
very
have to be
loose
like,
story.
yeah, you don't have to be like, I'm from Tatooine and then I make blue milk and I ride
Yeah.
a T16. You don't
we
have to
do
do all
that
this.
because we're losers.
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah, nerds.
We're nerds.
Hey,
Hey.
you nerds, right?
Hey, you nerds, right?
Yeah.
I want to give a shout out
I
for
love that.
almost closing the Sublight Lounge down with Obi Steve and Princess Sarah.
Yeah, that was
Yes,
fun.
dude.
Our new
you've
friends.
been talking to him?
Obi Steve just emailed me back after I shared that
They'd listen,
thing with
Ooh,
they'd
them.
listen to
nice.
it?
I don't know if they listened to it yet, but
Beautiful.
The
Yeah.
Holdo maneuver, man.
They were doing-
That's what
my
it's about.
God,
Dude, the
She
one
was
of
Holdo.
top 5 best cosplays I've ever seen in
top
my life.
3.
Yeah, she was
She
great.
was incredible.
That was
Incredible.
good. Props,
Yeah.
Holdo.
Props.
They were at our captain's
Grand
table
Admiral
with us.
Holdo,
They were
wow.
in the sublight with us.
Yeah.
They were a fun couple.
That was good.
Yeah.
They were a fun couple.
Here's a little tip and trick too. If you do captain's table, it's great for captain's table. But if you have captain's table the second night,
Or the
that means
first.
you don't have captain's table with Gaia, but you do get the front row seats for Gaia.
Yeah,
Because that's where they put captain's table when
that
they're
was
not at
interesting.
captain's
At least
table.
that's what we. Well, that's what we saw.
That's what
Yeah.
we saw. That's how it was for us this time.
Yeah.
At least.
It was
I
great.
would
We had the
assume
best
that's-
seats for Gaia.
I assume
We had
that's
some
what-
great pictures of
Well, that
of
didn't happen
Gaia.
us first time because we sat in the very back. First
Depends.
time on the second night. Remember, we sat in the very back near the kitchen.
Yeah, I guess it just doesn't matter though, because the second night, what is it going to matter? It was just
There's
you and
no
I.
good seat for that because
Right.
it's just to give you food. There's no show.
Yeah, but they had the captain's table up front on that table. There could be something they changed and we're like, we got to
Could be.
just,
True.
you know,
I don't know.
Or is it
who knows?
coincidence?
Or we
It could
got
be
lucky.
coincidence.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
or got lucky.
I'm
yeah.
going to say that's a tip and a trick, just so
I
I
would
sound
say-
fancy and cool and
I
smart.
would say it doesn't equal the outcome you might want it to be.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, it's true.
Correlation does not equal causation. That's what I'm going to
That's
say.
true.
Yeah. Man.
All right. What
I'm
else?
surprised how often, not just the three of us, but Taylor included. I know she's actually starting to listen more, so I'm surprised how much
I'm
all.
starting to listen more.
Right? I don't know why, but how all of us just like actually
Courtney
just
only
split off.
listens when I listen
It's
to
like-
it in the car. So
And it was like organic too. It wasn't like, okay, make sure you go over there, Brad, and now I'm gonna go here. It was just like I would disappear, you would disappear, and
Yeah.
Taylor would disappear. I mean,
Yeah, it was fun.
It was nice.
It was nice.
I
Have
thought
those little moments by yourself from time to time and
Yeah.
just kind of appreciate what's going
Yeah.
on. It's great. But it's also cool, big moments where we're all together and hanging out.
yeah, and
too.
we had all the big moments except the holocron together.
So
I was bummed about that.
Me too,
I
but-
wanted to see your reaction so bad. God,
I feel proud that I was able to join him.
I'm glad.
Yeah, I'm so
I'm glad
glad.
somebody at least got to see it.
Yeah.
But I'm bummed we didn't see it together.
But that
Which
was
is strange.
amazing.
I feel like we would have. Well, I guess there's a cutoff for how many people do it. but
You would think so, but they kept letting people in for ours.
not
so.
ours. Ours
Yeah.
was full.
You forgot to add that you did the Together as One in the holocron.
Oh yeah. So
Wait,
they,
you remembered how to say the easiest chant ever?
I know, right?
That must have been hard.
Do
I
you
actually,
remember?
actually changed that to my like away chat at work now, where if you go to
Yeah, I
it'll
saw
say-
that.
it'll say together as one.
I love it.
Mine says, contrary to the popular belief, I am not Cal Kestis.
Yet.
yet.
Yeah, right.
As he's wearing the shirt.
I am wearing the shirt.
You should wear the shirt. Proudly.
Yeah, I got to do that. So they called on someone and were like, "Hey, dude, we're together," and she was like, "What?" And I was like, "That's
And
fun."
it's one of the many
And I
things
just
that's
was
hard
like,
to
I'm not
describe.
gonna watch this awkward interaction between her and Ray. I just completely took over.
Same thing
I was
happened in
like,
ours.
"Together
Like,
as one."
it's just people get in the moment. I mean, like, I
get
was.
it.
I
I get it.
can't believe I'm going to admit this, but like I got a little starstruck with Ray. I believe that was Ray.
It's weird.
I'm not
right?
kidding. I'm like,
no, it's weird.
Yeah.
It's a testament to how
Yeah.
I'm gonna read my Instagram post that I posted because I feel like I summed
I
everything
can't
up in
believe
the-
you post. That's not usually your kind of thing. You don't do those kind of posts.
I like to write, but
And,
like
like-
I don't usually wax poetic about Disney because it's like
but you did here. Like,
it's not worth it.
Yeah.
I love Disney and all, but like getting getting deep and trying to analyze it, it's just kind of a in my opinion, it's kind of lame to do with certain things. But this
outside
warrants
of Edge and the Halcyon, they haven't made anything like that
correct
for
And it
40 years.
It
Like,
warrants it.
I'm going to need a Metallica hotel.
So I posted a picture set of all of us, which I think we should make. That Galactic Starcruiser should be the Jedi Talk logo for a little bit.
Ooh. I made that
I like
our cover photo on Facebook.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Good,
Nice.
Good call.
Yeah.
So I said the next few days will just be me gushing about how absolutely amazing the Galactic Starcruiser is. I've been fortunate enough to go twice now, and I had even more fun the second time. The cast do an absolutely amazing job, and that's an understatement. Being able to being able to actually bring Star Wars to life in a way that is absolutely convincing is nothing short of astounding. I obviously love Star Wars, and the feeling that this place gives you is second to none. It is a masterclass in immersive storytelling and an absolute achievement in themed entertainment. I had told myself before we got here that I'd have to be okay with this being my last time, and I had made my peace with that. But as I lay in my bed in cabin 7314, I'm very sad it's over, and I'm already trying to figure out a way to get back on. Thank you to everyone who made this voyage unforgettable, the least of which were you guys and Taylor. As I only cried 3 times, so I think I did pretty good. Sigh, more pictures to come.
I cried once.
I
Yeah.
cried 3 times.
3 times?
so
What
that
were your
checks
3
out.
times?
The finale, the lift up. I got a little emotional.
Okay.
I had
That's
an
very
A
fair.
tier,
Very fair.
and then it was the holocron. I mean, that
Very
shit
fair.
Yeah.
got me.
Evan, how about you?
I can't believe I held up as long as I did. I held up all the way until the fireworks. That was my
that
first
was
time.
something. So I cried 4 times. I cried with him on the
Yeah,
bridge.
I can't believe I held up.
Went up and hugged you because you were just
Yeah.
you looked like a mess. You looked
I
like somebody
was.
just passed away.
Yeah, I was a mess. But
And that made me cry,
I
too.
can't believe I got that
If
far.
I see people
was
cry,
like-
I start crying. Even in the movies and shit, I just
Oh, really?
I cry
Yeah.
instantly.
And so I made it that far, and then the next morning I was like, "Oh, okay, I got it out. Like I'm done. I'm gonna leave tomorrow, and I'll be back in a year or whatever." But then like going out to the empty atrium, hauling all of my luggage and stuff, like that made it feel more real. Because last time I let passenger services deal with it, but we were in a bit of a rush to get out, and not in a bad way. Like,
Unfortunately,
it's okay. We did.
I had some stuff go down at work.
We
last
got
minute
out
that
at the
was
perfect time.
unavoidable.
It wasn't too early or too late. We got out fine.
We were close to getting kicked off anyway.
Yeah.
so.
So
we
like
left with like 40 minutes to go.
yeah,
I mean,
but
it's
so
not
I
like-
think that hauling my luggage with me made it feel more real. So I'm just standing there with my bags, and I go into the bridge, and then I just like that's when I lost it. Tom took another one of those like just sneaky candid pictures
I
of
did.
it, and I'm just like, I lost it in the bridge, just standing there.
I've
like-
got a picture of your crotch, but I was taking a picture. I was
Nice.
taking a picture of your
Clothed
cantina.
or not clothed?
I was taking a picture of your cantina,
Yeah.
and I sent it to Holly. And I was like, he made fuzzy tauntauns.
Oh yeah. So yeah, saying goodbye to the bridge was the second one, and then on the launch pod back down to Chandrila is when
Yeah.
I lost it again because I'm like, they shut
Who
the
knows
door.
when we'll be back.
I'm not
Yeah.
going.
Yeah.
Yes.
And like it was I did it last time. Like I did it this time too. You saw me on the bridge saying goodbye, but that's like before I moved here. That's what you would do when you would leave Magic Kingdom.
Oh, yeah.
Just stare
I
at the
did
castle.
that all the time
All the
at
time.
You
Magic
just
Kingdom.
stand there and
All
stare at the
fucking
castle
time.
and just
Yeah.
say goodbye.
Into Main Street your last day.
Yeah.
Fuck,
I
man.
do
it's
that.
over
That's what
already.
this is. It's like I'm staring at the bridge now, and
I do
I'm
this
leaving.
at the end of every Metallica concert. I look at the stage, I watch them leave, and
Yeah.
I say goodbye,
Yep, it's
just
the same
in
thing.
case.
Just in case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get no. Hey man, I get it.
Yep,
I get it.
You have to because it's
I
like
was-
you never know.
I'm very different with my attitude towards Disney now because I'm here all the time. But make no mistake, I kind of
Yeah.
shit on people who are like, make fun of people with like all their backpacks and shit. It's because I live down the street. I was that guy. I also was the guy first one in, last one out. I've been asked to
Yep.
leave.
That's
Main
been
Street.
me. Yeah, that's been me hundreds
So-
of times.
Rope drop the fireworks.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I've been asked to
On,
leave.
on
Main Street.
Batu opening day, 4 a.m. till midnight. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for God's sakes, remember, I'm the guy that worked at Disney at the time, flew out to Galaxy's Edge to open Galaxy's Edge at Disneyland when it was coming like 2
A
months
couple
later
months
here.
later, but
So-
I don't
so
blame
I
you.
love it. Like,
Yeah.
and I get a little jaded sometimes because
We
we're
all
here
do.
all the time. And
Yep,
it's
we
just
all
like
do.
you kind of go like, all right, it's normal kind of now.
But this is one of those things
brings-
that you
this
can't
brings
be
it out
there
of
all
me.
the time.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
brings that love that I still have, but like express it differently now.
Yeah.
It brought it out of me. The Halcyon always does because it's not like you can go like even resorts. You can kind of go to the Polynesian. You can go to Wahana.
Yeah.
You're not staying there, but you still get the feeling of like what it's like to be at the resort.
Oh
But
yeah,
you don't get-
staying at the Wilderness. I had that.
Yeah.
God, that felt so
Yeah.
fun.
It's the
Even
best.
when this was over a year ago now, when Taylor and I stayed at Animal Kingdom Lodge, I'd never even stepped foot in that resort before. But
Really?
And
Dang.
until that trip.
Holy shit!
Wow.
And we didn't leave the resort for the 4 or 5 days we were there, but it still gave me this nostalgia of like the
Being
trips
a
as a
resort
kid,
guest.
being in the
Oh,
resort, being a guest.
That hurts when I
We're
know it's a
booking-
first world problem, but
Yeah.
shit.
And I did the same thing there. I just stood in the lobby, being like, "We're leaving the lodge." Like,
Do you know where you guys want to go, Brad?
I think we're gonna probably do River. I always want to call it Riverside. Is it
Port-
still
French
Orleans,
Quarter?
French Quarter.
Yeah,
I love
Yeah.
French Quarter.
I love French
That
the
Quarter.
was
one
the
we
first
stayed at
resort.
when I got married.
That
That
So
was the
that
first
was
one I ever
special
stayed
heart.
in.
Yeah.
Yep, special
I
for me too.
I
for
love
that.
that resort. If not that, I know she wants to do.
Hopefully, you get the room I
Just tell me-
consummated my marriage in.
Remember the
Fingers
room
crossed.
number?
Fingers crossed.
I know
I
exactly
will
what
call
floor
for
it was on.
housekeeping
I can
instantly.
actually next time
Can
I
I get
visit
them to
there.
come back?
Sir, you haven't even checked in yet.
Can I watch house cleaning clean this, please?
Can I spray the bottle?
Deep clean. I need a deep clean.
Where's the
7
Mr. Clean eraser?
Dang.
I know she wants to do Coronado too, and there was something that was club level. It may have been Coronado. It's Holly, so wherever we go, we're staying club level.
Yeah.
So it's just, that's one of the reasons why we don't do it that often, because there's
Yeah.
no like, oh, we're going to All Stars. That shit doesn't exist.
No, I won't
So-
go to All Star. Yeah,
Oh,
I love
I'm not-
All-Stars,
I
man.
will. I still go.
I'm partial to those.
When
That
Austin
was-
stayed there a couple, like 2 years ago now, we went and we stayed 1 or 2 nights with him, and it was just
Well, it's
great.
just so
It's like-
fun.
that's
Yeah.
when I'll stay there. If like Kyle comes out and he wants me to stay, like I'll stay there. But
Yeah.
like if I'm gonna choose to do a stay, being a local, it's gonna be
something nicer.
That's
moderate
fair.
deluxe.
Okay, that
Yeah.
makes sense. That makes
Completely
sense.
agree. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
doing it now.
Right.
Even though when I was a cast member, we would get it for $48 a night. I did it a
Well,
few times just for that.
Brad
purpose.
and I looked long and hard at All Star the night before May 4th just
Yes,
to
we
get in
did.
early.
Yes,
we were
we
like, "You want
did.
to split $150?"
I would have had it been for the
It-
fucking Halcyon, man.
And it wasn't
know.
worth it,
It
thankfully,
actually
though.
wasn't.
There was
It
nothing
would have
good.
been worth it. So in
For
retrospect,
Cal's, I felt like it was worth it.
Cal would have been worth it. Yeah,
But
we still got it.
thankfully we got it,
We
yeah.
still got
Yeah.
it. Barely. Jesus Christ.
Phew.
Um,
Circle it back, though. Like,
You know what I was thinking? I was kind of thinking maybe we get Kyle involved and maybe do Halcyon next year for
1000%.
bachelor party.
Okay, I was thinking like
for Kyle? Like,
because I didn't know if you had picked a date, and I don't know.
No, but we know it's gonna be next year at some point.
Okay,
Taylor
very
might kill
cool.
me.
Yeah,
Next year at some point.
Maybe.
We'll see. It was just a thought.
Yeah.
It's not a very
I
cheap
love
bachelor
that
party,
thought.
but it'd be better than
Nah.
going to
I
Vegas.
mean, if-
and
tell
getting
me
If we
fuck,
get
I
the
don't know.
30%,
that's not my thing. Like, even though I
no,
love boozing,
I'm not going to Vegas.
going to Vegas and doing that shit is going to strip clubs. That is not my fucking
Oh
thing.
no, thank
Vegas is fun with. I've never been to a Vegas strip club.
Well, I just mean
Vegas
like the
is
whole
very
the,
fun.
the like traditional bachelor thing is
Oh.
not my fucking jam.
God.
I'd be cool with just getting like a room at like the Poly and going to Epcot and
Hell
getting
yeah.
fucked up and walking around having
Or
fun.
go to the
That'd
Halcyon.
be sick.
Or the Halcyon.
That'd
say
be
we do
the
the
most
Halcyon.
I
sick.
say we do the Halcyon.
We do the
I
Halcyon
say we do the Halcyon.
for Brad's
I
bachelor
mean,
party.
you know
heard
what
it
I
first.
say. You know what I say. So like, don't even ask.
Well, I want to do
Okay.
it.
I said we're going next
Kyle's
week, and
gotta
those of
do
you
it.
wanted
You,
to
me,
shoot
Kyle,
me.
like,
Yeah, I know.
How many
like,
people can you technically fit in a room? Is it 4?
5.
Well,
It sleeps
5.
5.
Who the fuck?
Okay.
I'm not sleeping with Kyle in that bed.
Oh, that's true.
I'll deal with that goddamn bunk bed again
I'll
before I sleep next to that piece of shit.
I'll do anything. I don't care. I'll
I'd
sleep on
I
the
would sleep with
floor. I'll
Evan.
sleep in the.
Like
I don't
I've,
care.
I've known Evan longer. I wouldn't mind sleeping with Evan.
There you go.
Didn't
Him
we
and I can take the bunk
when
bed, I don't
Dallin
care.
came for Rise? Didn't we do that anyway?
We did. Yeah, We slept in a bed
We
together.
spooned hardcore.
We did. We spooned.
hardcore.
I was doing spoon for a hot minute.
I don't think
Yeah,
Dallin slept
I
at
don't-
all. So like,
Dallin did not. Dallin
No.
was up running around all night.
Y'all,
Yeah.
did you hear this in the middle of the night? I got a recording when we were sleeping. Yeah. Do you remember hearing that?
I don't,
no, I don't.
I don't remember here. I don't recall that.
You
but-
get that on your data pad? A
I did
message
get that
from
on my
Lumpy?
data pad, I did.
Nice.
Oh, we didn't talk about this. They actually put the people's faces
Yes.
on the data pad for the character interactions.
Yeah, we talked about that. Like
Did we?
last Voyage, like a year ago.
Probably.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember.
This is the
Well,
first
we're
time we've
just
seen
excited
different
about it.
faces, like, because it's different actors. for
That's
some of them.
true.
But
Oh well.
the thing,
You I'm fucking stupid.
it's
Hey.
okay. We all are. Hey.
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 Yeah.
You stupid, right?
I'm stupid. Yeah, I'm stupid.
I don't know why I love that so
Hey.
much.
Hey.
Hey.
You stupid, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. We talked about Croy a lot and how, like, obviously we love the dude and the actors too, all of them. But like this Voyage,
That gets me every time.
I know,
It's so
I know.
fun.
This Voyage, I strictly went first order only on the data pad. I kept messaging everything the same as the first Voyage, just like yes, first order, yes, I'm going to report you here, report this here.
Yeah, that's
So
why
those-
I knew it was your ass every time they showed up around the corner. That's
Yeah.
why I had
Isn't
appeared and looked at
isn't
your
it
dick.
odd that you didn't
What?
get the same outcome because I think it's twofold.
Yeah.
I think it's who you interact with
Yep.
and how you interact on the data pad.
Well, they saw
Has to
that
be.
they saw that I only said 10 words to Croy the whole trip, as opposed to last time
Yeah.
where I was by his side every single second. So like, it was weird because I messaged him constantly the same, but I only talked to him like twice, and I figure I did say my name to him the first time I saw him on day 1, but the very end of day 2, going into the bridge mission that I had scheduled with him because of my datapad texts, he still remembered my name. He's like,
I
Avant,
don't
I need you on the bridge. I'm like, dude, I haven't talked to you. How
I
do you
you
know
did
me?
your
how
mission
to do
with
that.
him. You were on the shields together.
Yeah, and then there was
oh,
only
that's cool.
there was only 12 people on the bridge for this mission. So
That's crazy.
he jumped in just up front on loaders for a while, messing around. No one was even near him. He was just pushing buttons, doing loaders. And then he comes back to the shield. He's like, Avant, he like put his hand on my shoulder, like, Avant, I'm joining you on shields. And he jumped on shields. It was just me and him at the shield station.
That's so cool.
You
Crazy.
so if we do your bachelor party, are you going to go full blown first order? Because
Ooh, I might
my
have to.
mind is made up. The next one I do, I am going full blown resistance to get Ray.
See,
I
that's kinda
want
where
to
I wanna
follow the
go.
Ray path so
I've already
bad.
got the ending of the First Order storyline.
That's true.
So I kind of want to see that.
I'm going to do that. Yeah,
I think
I'll do it with you.
Okay,
Full blown. Let's go.
I'm down.
Yeah.
I
Full
mean,
blown resistance.
The fact that, like I said, he remembered my name, but also, I think we said it already, but Captain remembered the name of a plush porg.
Yeah, that's right.
Tobias.
Tobias. That was crazy.
Advice: I would say keep your stories short. Keep
Sweet.
your name
To
short.
the point.
Keep it. You don't need to have a 40-minute dialogue. You don't need to make a podcast for your backstory for your character.
You really don't. That's why I stopped doing it. That's why I stopped doing it.
And I've talked about it too, but like, if you just have a name,
I
and
think
then
it was
like,
cool you did that though.
Thank you.
Did
Yeah.
you do it in
Super
character?
cool.
I still haven't
Yes.
listened to it yet.
Mhm.
I haven't listened to it.
I had a
either.
droid, too.
A bad friend.
Did you really?
Mm-hmm.
That's
TC 518. Him and I talked the whole time.
TC 518.
Was it just IG-12 going yes? Yes.
No, it was
No. It should have
BB
been.
beeps. Yeah,
Oh, nice.
I actually
But-
have. He can join us real quick.
TC 518?
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
There he is.
Happy
your-
beeps,
is
come
your
on.
Droid a B? Your droid's a BB unit?
Yep.
Oh, I don't think I've ever seen your droid. Was it on the ship?
He's the
No.
only one that didn't bring a droid. But
I didn't do anything with my droid.
I'm-
I shouldn't have even
neither
brought
did
it.
I. I'm not going to bring him next time. Sorry, EB. Love you, but you've been twice. You don't need to go again. I need to go again. But with that, I say just like do a name, a simple name, like you said, or use your own name. Who cares? There's people named Luke in Star Wars. So like,
Yeah.
doesn't have to be
but
some crazy
saying
weird
I'm
name.
Tom. I don't know. I don't. Well,
For me, yeah. Well, yeah. I'm
Tom
with you.
is, I don't know if Tom is a
Tomas.
Star Wars name.
no. I've
Not
never heard
really.
it.
No, but like it's fine.
You be
Tom.
Tome.
Tome.
I could be Tome.
Just
Tome.
use simple name, and then like if you want to have a home planet, that's the deepest I would go. If you're just like I don't want to go deep,
I'm
But,
going
like,
back.
home planet.
I'm going back as Pike Rendessa.
I love that
I think
name.
it's a great Star
And
Wars
then, like
name.
we
Great one,
said,
yeah.
have an allegiancy, be resistance, smuggler, first order. That's all you need. That's really it. But I went hardcore visual storytelling with mine, and that's how the Saja really picked up on what I was laying down. Like they saw. You dig it, Tom? You dig it?
You a jive turkey.
Hey, don't say that. You call me that? Who said JT?
JT.
Did
I
Booth-
called you a jive turkey.
How far are we into this to not expect to hit the misogyny alarm on
I know.
on Evan T. Boucher over there?
Why are we hitting it on me? What did I do?
Because the sergeant was picking up what you were laying down.
Okay, that's true.
It seemed a little over the line there.
I guess it
Avant.
did cross the line. Well, I'm first order for some of the Voyage, so I cross the line. It's what we do. But
Worst order.
sometimes.
Best.
But so they saw what everything I had. They saw the first order get up, but then they saw the holocron and the Sith Wayfinder replica that I had, and that
Yeah,
keyed
that was
off
cool.
the entire interaction. This was one of the parts that we all split up organically. I just looked up and you were all gone, and I was in the atrium by myself. And then Dax and Fen just run up to me, and they were concerned, and they started talking to me. We talked about it on the podcast on the ship, but
trying to
that
remember
was
what Brad
sick.
and I were trying to
that was
do.
sick. I don't know where any of you went. Was that when I think
For
that was
what? I'm
sneaking
sorry.
Chewie? Chewie was sneaking through.
Oh, yes,
and
it was.
Literally,
Brad and I were
all-
sneaking Chewie.
All
Yeah.
120 people on the ship went to Chewie, and I was like, I'm out. That's too many people.
Yeah.
Actually,
So-
Chewie came to you and I.
Chewie
Yeah.
came.
You
and
got a good selfie with. Yeah,
We do.
Yeah.
Have a good. Oh, and we need to send that to. What was your friend? Jedi Steven? What was his name?
Obi Steve.
Obi
Obi
Steve.
Yes.
and,
Obi Steve.
and Holdo.
And
yeah.
Holdo, because she's in one of the background photos just by happenstance.
Oh,
Nice.
all right then. Yeah,
I'll-
yeah, that's
I'll-
right. I should send that
I'll
over.
send it to you.
So that's one of the times we broke up organically. So I'm
Yeah.
like, that's too many people. Let me see what I can get into over here. And
I
then
also
they
had a-
approached me, and that led to the moving rocks.
I also had a cool moment with Chewie, where before going into this, we had thought that the force pull effect was broken.
In the finale, yeah.
In the finale,
yeah.
and Chewie's at gunpoint with a stormtrooper to his back,
2 feet away
and
from you.
He knows I'd been helping him this whole time.
Yeah.
And so he's literally the next person to me. It's
You
me
could
and
reach and
Chewie.
touch him.
Oh no,
yeah.
we were touching
Rubbing
each other
fur.
at one point. Yeah.
Rubbing fur with Chewie.
That sounds weird.
Good.
And when she actually did the force pull and move, I went yes, and he had his hands up because he was at gunpoint, and he turned to his left, looked at me, and he was like, and did like that. And I was like, no, it's bad. It's very bad.
Whoa,
and you're
Chewie.
like, what the fuck, dude? It's my friend.
That was funny.
It
Yeah.
was hilarious.
Lenka Mock, I'm sorry that I knocked the stormtrooper's helmet over.
That was
Oh, that
hilarious.
was
I have
fucking
that on
funny.
video, the whole
Do
thing.
you really?
Yeah. I'm posting
Can we
it.
please make that
We
a
gotta-
send me that video? I'm
Oh
going to
my
make that a
God.
short on YouTube immediately.
Okay, yeah,
100%.
we're posting it immediately. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep.
I'm so sorry.
That is.
Her face was the
And then
best.
she started dying laughing.
Yeah,
I know.
she's like, she gave up. She's
Oh,
like, I don't care, and then
so
started
funny.
laughing.
It was
It was
so
the
funny.
best.
I want to talk to Lincoln Mock more.
Me too. That's my one thing
It's
I didn't
something
do.
I didn't get to do
Yep.
that I was interested in doing. I didn't get a chance to.
Well,
So next
I
time-
tried
yeah.
to go to SK at first when she brings SK
Well, I
around.
guess I
but
did help because I helped unfold SK.
everybody. Yo, you did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But everybody clamored down on SK.
Yeah,
I really
I-
didn't get enough time with Lenka.
All 100 people went to SK. But
Yeah.
yeah,
I
next
mean,
time
I-
I'm gonna
I don't
do
blame
that.
him.
I'm gonna
It's
talk
fucking
to
cool.
Captain one-on-one. I'm gonna talk to Lenka more than I ever have because I've hardly ever spoken to her.
You know what's a really cool moment as somebody who is partially just an observer in some moments because we've
Every
done it
single
before.
moment.
Waking up at 3 a.m. when you're on the Halcyon to take a dump on deck 6.
Yeah.
Did you have to do that?
Close. But I
He
did
didn't
do-
make it to the
I-
bathroom.
not at
It was
3 a.m.
literally on deck 6.
Was it like 4, 5?
Like 5:30.
Yeah. Watching people see Wani for the first time.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
When people are
'Cause
like,
she's
oh,
not
shit,
advertised.
It's actually starting. Like they're
And
like, oh, this
she
is starting.
the first one on the ship.
Yeah.
And she's
First one
also
on the
not
ship.
advertised. You
She
don't know
walks-
she's there.
Blows your
she
mind.
Walks right into the sublight lounge,
Yeah.
starts interacting with people. They're like, is that a get? Because there's no name tag.
Yeah.
I wish
Which
I
I
knew
love.
who Wani was.
I did
I
too.
wish because Wani's such a fantastic character.
so cool.
Can't believe we haven't even mentioned her enough.
I know. I know.
have met one of the writers of that character.
Ooh.
So I know who
Very
that one
cool.
is. So yeah,
Interesting.
I love it.
they're cool.
All right. Anything else before we wrap this up? We've probably been going for like an hour, I would assume.
What are we at?
What do we have?
Hour 7.
All right. That's pretty good.
I want
Pretty
to
good show.
touch on the Halcyon heist, the Hyananea heist.
Hiya.
'Cause that was day 2, right?
What is the Hyananea?
With Wraith
The Rock.
stealing the stone.
Oh yeah, that was so
we
fun.
haven't got to that yet. So
We
like
haven't got it to the.
that was the
yeah.
one thing that I wanted to do that wasn't holocron related. That is like must
Oh,
do
I
this
didn't know
mission
you
with
wanted
Wraith.
to do that.
Yeah, I
Okay.
wanted to. So that was like the first thing I talked to Wraith about when we met him on day 1 a little bit. Not specifically being like, hey, that special heist that you haven't came up with yet, can I do it? Not like that. But I was like, Wraith, when I first met him, I was like, whatever you need me to do, man, I'm here for you. Because like we talked a little bit before I said this.
All you got to
But,
tell Wraith.
yeah, I was like, I'm here for you, dude. Let me help you in whatever way I can. And it played into my character because through stealing this stone from the ship, it taught my character that like Ryloth is being enslaved and put down and stuff. And it's not. I mean, and we found out from Wraith that it was the First Order that has enslaved Ryloth.
Yeah.
I did not know that fact until this trip when he
Oh,
said
really?
that.
I didn't know
yeah.
that. Oh, shit.
I knew they were enslaved again, but I didn't know by who. And I was
Okay.
like, all right, there's
Just
another.
kind of make an assumption.
Yeah, right. True.
Another cool moment with Croy at the captain's table was when he was like, "You did a great job."
For a
Oh,
Pantoran.
My God,
Like
that
that.
was
Everyone's like about to.
that was during the
Everyone's like,
toast.
"What the
That
fuck,
was
dude?"
so brilliant. Whoever, if that was him or if that was a line of dialogue,
If that's
I
improvised, it needs to be a part of the script.
I put
Yes.
my glass down. I'm like, I
Everyone
am not
did.
taking a
'Cause
drink from
they
that.
were having a
everyone's
good-
not cool
Yeah.
with that kind of shit.
I
You
They
know.
know,
were
Star
having a
Wars, like,
good
what the fuck,
discussion. Like him and Captain going back and forth for Captain's Table dinner. Great discussion. They were like sparring back and
dude? And
forth.
it's really only for the captain's table.
Yeah.
Like the little moments you get, even just like not doing that, but like there are so many times where like you have to be next to the person to hear what the fuck they're saying.
Yeah.
If
No.
you're 3-4 people away, you don't hear it.
Yeah.
I forgot. We forgot to mention. We actually had a great conversation with Vi Marati on Batu.
And Ray.
Yeah, we did.
They
And
both
Ray.
were giving me the business, dude.
They
They were
sure
like,
were.
"You
Oh.
idiot, listen up."
I
Like,
stand Vi Marati now because of the
Wow,
shit she was giving.
You stand.
Evan.
We're using that word.
That-
I
Ugh.
that
for Vi,
actress-
yeah.
Slay Queen, stand.
Sure, I don't
slay.
care.
You know
As
where
long as
Stan
she
comes
keeps
from, right?
No,
shoving it up
It's
your
from
ass
the
and to the
Eminem
left.
song "Stan."
it is. Oh, I
That's
love
where
it.
it's-
Never mind. I love it.
Everyone misuses it and doesn't like.
Yeah.
No, that's where it comes
Oh,
from.
now I love it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
had no
stand
idea.
you is like
That's
that
our word.
behavior.
You can't use it.
Damn.
That's our word.
I missed
Exactly.
my chance.
Sorry.
Missed my chance.
N-word Jim.
Wow.
That was from
That
Family
was
Guy.
Family Guy.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, come on.
He's like, sorry, I thought that was your
Get
name.
there. Hold on.
Sorry.
Um,
N-word
yeah,
Jim.
so Vi was the first character we saw on Batu, right?
That actress is my favorite Vi. She's the one I interact
They're all
with
great,
the most.
that's all I'm gonna say.
She's my number one.
They're all great.
She's my number one. That's
But
fine.
You because
She's
you
my
two
number one.
just
And
got
she's
off
a
the Falcon, and she was standing by the Falcon. So I was coming up just to see you guys. I was like, hey, you're off. But then I
Yes.
looked to the right, and she was there, and I'm like, oh, here we go. So we came up to her. We converged on the same point, and like you and Vi were just yelling at me.
Oh,
Like,
it was so
It was
fun.
great.
It was so much
It
fun.
was great.
How much you got berated so much day one?
I did. It was great though. That's the point.
You got berated in
I was the
line.
new Croy. I was the new
You
Croy.
got berated in line.
I really did.
Passenger
Out of
service
universe.
out front was cool.
Out of universe.
By the way,
I was
shouts out
berated.
to those guys.
Is that Ileana?
Yes.
that we-
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. She was
they won-
incredible.
yeah.
Lana? Yeah.
And then I want to shout out Brooke too. Brooke she interacted with us a bunch in the Sublight Lounge.
Yes,
Yeah.
she was
Yep.
cool too.
Yeah.
Dude,
Ray too. Though.
everyone.
Ray on Batu
Cupcake.
was
I
let me
Penis.
love
have it.
that they,
Or
they-
Chris.
I love that they give you they give them like free reign to
Oh,
kind of
the-
do what's best for the guests.
Yeah. And the passenger service member that checked us in back on Chandrilla before we got to the ship, she came up to the ship eventually and like hunted us down to
Yeah,
talk
I
to
was
us
like, "How you
all
guys
the
doing?"
time.
The last day as we
Yeah,
were
we
leaving.
saw her
Like,
for
damn.
breakfast.
Yeah.
We saw her sometime around day 2. Like she just kept finding us.
Such a fun time,
But-
man. I love it.
Back to the Wraith heist, and then we can wrap it up because I don't think we touched it at all.
Go
Like,
for it.
Yeah, so like we all got involved in that because we had been messaging him, but also we told him from the jump, like, "Hey, we're here for you. Like, we want to
Yeah.
help you," and that helped.
great.
Right? That was great.
Isn't that great?
That's great, mates. So he
Go on, these boys.
and what he's what? So this was after night 1 dinner where like officially kicks off. Everyone had left the dining hall. Like we were sitting there at our front row table, and he pulls up a chair.
Oh, that's right.
He's like, hey,
He
you,
grabs
your
some
crew,
seat.
come on in. Yeah, he pulled up a chair. He's like,
I need like 4 or 5 people.
I need like
Yeah.
4 or
Job.
5 to join my crew. Can you do it? And we're like, oh yeah, sure, we're here. What do you need? And he's like, all right. And like it was a longer.
Tomorrow night, meet
Yeah.
me at 4:03.
Yeah.
It's not going to be on your data pad. It's not going to
Yeah.
be there.
Yeah.
You have to
Yeah,
remember.
Write
that
this
was
down.
cool.
Write this down.
4:03. Evan,
I
write
think
it down.
Evan wrote it down.
Yeah,
Vaughn,
he's like,
write it down.
Vaughn, make a note.
Write it down. Make a note.
Yeah.
4:03 in the hallway of the cargo room.
Yeah,
You're
somewhere
gonna meet me
conspicuous.
right
We
there.
can't do the
You're
atrium.
going to go meet me, and we're going to have a great time. We're going to talk about how we're
I'm
going
gonna
to
figure it
steal
out.
back
I don't have a
for
plan.
Ryloth. We're going to steal it back because
Yeah.
it makes their entrails. He kind of goes to the studio. They're like, "What? Does it make
Mm-hmm.
them come? What is this thing doing?"
Hey,
What does this stone do? And how many
Whatever.
boxers should I wear?
whatever you want it to do.
The Twi'leks
Oh, wait.
actually put it up their ass, and it vibrates at a frequency only they know, and it makes them jizz all over the house. We need to edit this out.
Maybe
Uh,
we won't.
no, it was
Yeah, we won't.
So this was
Tom's
probably
doing it. We definitely won't.
this was like 20 minutes. So this was night 1.
Yeah, it was a 20. We had like a
It was
15 minute
forever.
conversation with
He
the guy.
didn't leave the table. We
No,
didn't
he
leave.
was
It was
great.
great.
It was a
So-
phenomenal
It
interaction.
was so much fun.
So 4:03 rolls around the next day.
It was so good that the fact that they did the 3 piece of paper thing, we
got
didn't
one of
even
the
care.
papers.
We didn't
Oh,
give
that's
a
right.
shit.
We
We were
didn't
like,
get
we
one
just
of them.
pushed
We're
the
like,
paper
yeah,
aside.
yeah,
We're
you
like,
need that.
guys take the paper.
anyway,
Anyway, Wraith.
What
yeah,
do those
403.
papers say, by the way?
we have them
I got a
somewhere.
picture of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the 403 rolls around next day. We meet him by the cargo hold, and he's got a small crew. Like you said, it's like 15 people in there. And then he starts breaking down this plan that
And
he's
then
got
that
out.
fucking weirdo.
Yeah, about him. We
I'm
didn't-
not saying who
yeah,
it was.
Yeah, no. So he's got like Sabak cards laid out. He's got the Sabak deck from Batu, but also the
Make a note.
the Sabak deck from the Halcyon. He's got both of them mixed up, and he's like laying them out to lay out the shape of the atrium. He's like, okay, you three stand over here in this corner. You three are gonna be here. He picks jobs for everybody in the room, and as he's doing this, the cargo hold door opens. Kevin steps out,
That was so cool.
and we're all like,
Hatless, by
hi.
the way.
Yeah, just holding the hat.
Did not know.
And before that, I saw one of the troopers, I think, knocked it off her head, or
Oh,
it was
what?
Croy or something.
Oh,
He told me that. And I was
Because
like,
she was on top, like
Whoa.
flipping out. She's like, "That is official."
I've never seen
Like,
or heard that.
like
Disrespectful.
Chandrilla Starlight. Yeah, it was very disrespectful. And then because she
Dang.
came through with it in her hand.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, damn, that was cool.
So she's like, Wraith, what is going on? And Wraith is like, I'm teaching these children here how to play Sabak. And Kevin's like, I'm not buying it. You have 2 different decks of Sabak. You're
Yeah.
teaching gambling to younglings. And then that's when he steps in. He's like, no, it's a new game. And then Brad goes, it's Sabako for younglings.
Sabako.
And that's when I was like, rise to the challenge, Sabako.
Nobody knew what you meant.
No.
Okay.
No, I loved it. That's the joke for 5 people in the whole planet. And we're 3 of them.
Yeah.
Yet it somehow made over $1 billion.
Yeah, I know. I
Right.
think James Cameron is just like funneling money
Yeah,
into himself.
probably.
He's like,
Yeah.
it's like money laundering for rich people.
Right.
Yeah. For Hollywood money laundering.
So Wraith is like, yeah, Sabako. Yeah, that for sure.
Why couldn't the writers have gone on strike for Avatar 2? Sorry, that's it.
Yeah,
I'm done.
no,
Evan.
I saw it. I agree. Yeah. So then that goes on. We finally get the captain out of there. She buys it, but is still suspicious because she's so damn smart. So she leaves.
Yeah.
Wraith looks around the corner. He's like,
Well, it was. She was like, it was basically.
That was a close
There's
the door's closed.
That was a close
there's
one.
always a bigger fish. Is basically what Kevin said,
Yeah,
and she had to
literally.
go fry the bigger fish.
Yeah, she's like, and then like we said, doors are closed. All right, back to the mission. So then like we get back down.
these boys.
Yeah. So he's like, everyone disperse in small groups. So we all leave and go up to the atrium. He's like, when I give you the signal, here's what we're going to do. So Brad, or Dex and Lias's part of the mission was to take Captain Kevin to the Sublight Lounge to talk to Gaia.
That was us.
And you guys...
Because they needed someone who was close to the captain that it wouldn't be suspicious.
Yeah, and you've
Correct.
talked to them a lot at
and
this
he
point.
knew
so
that we had
perfect.
talked to them. So
The fact that he knew that.
yeah, I know,
Come
dude.
on.
It's nuts. It's so
Yeah,
fucking
he
crazy.
knew
to me.
your loyalty and connection to a different character, and he's like, he knew it well enough to let you do it.
I wonder how much of that they retain, or if it's just after the shit, it's gone. Like
Oh,
after night
they
2,
have
it's
to throw
gone.
it away.
You have
It's
to
gone.
throw it
'Cause
away.
they're
right?
doing it
It's
all
like a
again the next day.
disassociation. Remember what we
Yeah.
Oh, that's
shared
right.
by
Yep.
He Who Shall Not Be Named
Write
in
the
an
names
episode
down,
that never happened.
throw it
Yeah.
away.
Yep,
Yep.
you
Exactly.
basically kill your character and you do it again. Like,
I think it's beautiful.
yeah. So you guys pulled off your part of the mission. We got Captain Kevin out of there. Whoever's job it was to steal the stone, they steal the stone.
I saw it. It was cool.
To-
Yeah,
Matthias? Was that the name of the
Mateus?
Mateus?
something like that.
It
Yeah.
was Mateus.
Mateus.
So
yeah.
they get it
That was who
out.
did it on our
I
cruise.
still don't
Shout
really
out to
know.
Mateus.
Right.
Yeah.
I still don't really know the order of handoffs, but they break it out of where it's kept, and somebody is holding it at this time. Kevin storms out of the Sublight Lounge. She knows something's up because Wraith is back behind passenger services desk, fuddling around, and she's like, "Wraith Cole,
This
what
was
is
such
going on?"
This is such a fun interaction between the two of them.
And
It was
me,
spectacular.
us four with Taylor are standing like in
I
the
just
middle.
remembered all the financial information.
Yes.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Us
Just
four
remembered.
are standing in the middle of the atrium, so we're like center stage for this. So she's like, "What's going on, Wraith Cole?" And Wraith like pops his head up from behind the desk and was like, "Oh, Captain!" And I that's when I'm like, "Kevin, he was just getting me my snacks. I
Yeah.
wanted that popcorn. I needed my snacks."
He's like, oh yeah,
He's
snacks.
like, "Oh yeah, the snacks."
Snacks.
And then he
snacks.
comes back without the
I like
snacks.
snacks.
Right? He comes back without snacks in his hand. I'm like, "Wraith, you forgot my snacks." And then Captain Kevin is like, "Wraith Cole, you're back there because you wanted to get him snacks, and you didn't even get him snacks." And then I had credits with me that I bought at Doc's that I brought, and I was like, I was even gonna tip him and everything. But no, I was like, and I was even gonna give him these. And she's like, and now you're having our passengers pay you for a free service on the ship.
That was spectacular.
And I was like, no, Captain, I was gonna tip him. And she was like, nonetheless, Wraith, you don't need to do that. And I'm like, no, I felt the need to tip him. So then she gets past that. She's like, you're definitely not getting snacks. What are you up to? And he's something about having blurred vision. How do you get to
He's
that?
like, I have blurred vision. What did he say? Was it that
Space madness, or he
something
hit his
happened.
head, or
he something like that? He
Yeah.
hit his head and he could
He's
only
like-
see 3. He's like, there's 3 of you. I'm talking to the middle
Yeah.
one.
talking
Yeah.
to the captain in the middle.
And I stumbled back there. And
Yeah.
he eventually talks his way out of it.
Right.
But she's like, you were back there where we not only keep all of our proprietary information, but every single financial record of all of our passengers aboard the ship. And even us four kind of turned on Wraith here. We're like, Wraith? Really?
Yeah, like, wait a minute.
and
Tom's like, not gonna text me anymore. Than
Yeah.
have to.
But we were just in the middle of this, and we just kept throwing in random information, and the captain would play off it, Wraith would play off of it, and it was just great. And then at the end, we don't convince Captain to leave. She storms off.
Oh,
She like
man.
pats him down, checks his
Dude,
pockets.
she got so it was like I was like Jesus
Because
She got
Christ.
heated.
he does admit, he's like, I do admit I did steal
Yeah, he
this
goes,
room key.
He goes through a series of things. He's like, stole something from Sammy,
Yeah.
so like the access
So-
card, right?
so she's
He
like,
took
oh, so
the room
not-
key from the Saja.
Yeah,
That's
it's from
what it was,
Massaja.
that's
So
what it was,
she's
that's what
like,
it
so
was.
not only are you trying to get Avant to pay you for this free service, and you were back in a restricted area, and you're stealing from Arsaja, and she's like, I think something else. I don't know, whatever she said. She's like, and one other thing that's happening, and she storms out, and she's like, we are done, Wraith Cole. And just like storms out, and Wraith is just like astounded. He's like,
Guys, I
can't
fucked
believe
up.
it. But then as soon as she's gone, he's like, but I got it. And then like then we all leave. We go back down to the cargo hold, and Gaia's there, and we give the stone back to Gaia, and it's like
She actually legit cried.
she
Did you
kills
see
it.
that?
She's so
I did.
emotional.
She cried. She actually had a tear come
yeah,
out.
she's like, this is gonna
That's-
help restore my people. We're gonna break
You know,
free of the First Order,
it's
and it's
acting.
gonna bring us back
Fucking
together.
nailed it.
Yeah, it was great. And Wraith like calls out everyone. He's like, yeah, Elias and Dex, they distracted Captain for you. And then like he goes down the list
Listen,
of what everybody did
by name.
Like, by name,
How
like,
they did it, in what order. I just, man.
yeah. And then later, Sabako came back into play.
Yeah.
Like hours later on the bridge, we were with Wraith again.
And that was Captain Keevan. She's like,
Keevan
oh,
breaks in again.
Are you still teaching those
Young
children
Younglings how to
Sabako?
gamble and how to gamble. And Wraith is like, yeah, it's a new game I invented, remember? And then Brad goes, no, I invented it. It was great. The random stuff
so
that they
fun.
keep pulling in.
It's so good. But
Man.
all right,
I'm sure
I wanna
we'll
make-
gush more and more about it over time, but
I want to make a pact. If we are ever alive in the time when they decide to close this thing down for good, even if it's
don't
40,
put this in the universe.
Hang on. Even
Evan,
even if it's-
there's like 10
even
episodes that he put this in the universe.
I know.
even
already,
if it's
so.
I know.
even if it's 50 years from now and we're 85 years old and it's still hanging on and it looks like shit, we have to agree. If they ever announce the end cruise, we have to get on that fucking thing.
I'm gonna say all I'll say is yes, because I'm not saying the other stuff.
Yeah, yes, I intend to make this a part of my life
Forever.
for a very long time. Yes.
I want to. Yeah, me too, man. I had so much fucking fun. I had
Me
so much
too.
Fun.
Yep.
Thank you to everyone who made it incredible and
Yeah.
made it extra incredible. You guys are the best.
Absolutely.
Remembering our names the whole trip and
Yeah.
our porgs names
Insanity.
and insanity. But
Like Evan said, we'll talk more about it. You
Yeah,
know, as
I'm-
we remember, because there's so much stuff we didn't even mention.
no,
So like,
I know.
we didn't mention the food. Like,
no,
We talked about the food a lot when we were falling asleep.
Did
during
we?
the
Right.
last
Did we?
episode.
Okay.
we were just like delirious.
yeah.
But-
Pancake
I mean-
waffles,
Waffles.
eggs.
I mean, I'm going back on this again with
Pork
at the very
babies.
least Austin, hopefully Tori, and hopefully my mom and dad, and then Kyle's
Shouts
got to
out
do
to your
it
brother,
too.
by the
Like,
way. Congratulations.
Congrats, Austin. Yep.
Congratulations, Austin.
I've talked to you privately and stuff about it, but
messaged him
congrats,
too.
Austin, again.
Congratulations, buddy.
And Tori. Congrats, Tori.
Yes.
Both of you. Love you both. I guess I'd have a sister now, right? Sister-in-law.
Yeah, sister-in-law, brother.
Dang. I have a sister. My sister has it. If I have the Force, I'm sure she has it too, right?
Well, not by marriage.
Okay. That's not how the Force
That's not how the
works.
Force works.
Evan, shut up.
Evan, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys for listening. We will see you on the next show. Until then, I'm going to switch it up tonight to Buite.
Hey, that's my thing.
Yeah, but I stole it.
You're allowed.
what are you
allowed to
gonna
have
do about it?
You earned it.
Hey,
You earned it because you helped me
what are you going to do about
convert a little bit from the First Order.
it? You're right,
That's
because
all
you
I'm
know
going to
they're
say.
pieces of shit.
Sometimes.
He's angry. He's sad. Affirmative.
Oh, Gary.
I said my thing.
Did you say,
I
"May
did.
the Force be with you"?
No, I
Well,
said I
then what do
changed
I
it up
say?
tonight.
What do I say?
You say always. Just pretend I
Just-
said it.
Always. And I'll still say to Buite.
Only by questioning do we learn.